And they usually like wait a minute before it record, right?
It's not a minute, but like a few seconds. But we can edit all this out once it's done.
All right.
We
live?
We live now, but we can edit this out.
All right, for sure.
Remember, you come sit back down.
You pull up your big board too. I got my phone.
All right. Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of the Play for Keeps podcast. I'm Cameron Hay at Cameron_Hay on Twitter. Of course, I have Drew Williams at Dope is Drew on Twitter, and we are joined by a special guest on this week's episode. If you follow the Elite Media Group on Twitter, you've definitely seen this guy's work before, whether it be through NBA draft big board coverage, high school basketball coverage, college basketball. We're joined by Reese Holiday at TMC Vision on Twitter, coach of MoCan basketball program, one of the top programs in the country for AAU, EYBL, Nike affiliate, and the head talent scout executive, whatever you want to call him for Elite when it comes to basketball and prospects. How you living, Reese?
Everything good this way, man. I appreciate y'all having me on, man. Talk these hoops. Know what I'm
Yeah,
for
no
sure.
doubt.
We had to have you on. We're nearing the draft. The draft is next week, so we had to have one of the guys who helped architect Elite's own 2020 NBA Draft Big Board. Your name is actually on it, Reese. These are all of your guys. And so, before we dive into who it is that we all are high on, might not be high on, sleepers, whatever it may be, how did you go about coming up with a draft board of 60 guys? Like, how did you go about coming up with these 60 guys as the top guys that you wanted to key in on for this draft?
All right. I mean, first starting off, a lot of people don't know the difference between a big board and a mock draft. So,
No, for real.
Like a big board it's ranked by talent. You know, it's not where I think these guys are gonna get drafted with teams or anything like that. You know, that's what mock drafts are for, and I haven't put one of those out yet. But I mean, college basketball is my favorite level of basketball, man. I know it was a lot of people look at it. It was a down year last year. The recruiting class, the 2019 recruiting class, a lot of people weren't high on. You know, they didn't think it was a lot of talent. You know, when there's not many one and dones, a lot of people ain't really tapping into college basketball like that. On top of not having March Madness, which is pretty much when everybody who hasn't paid attention the entire season, you know, usually taps in and starts getting to know guys and everything like that. But I mean, just watching games, you know, looking at other lists, seeing what people thought about dudes. You know, when it comes to basketball, man, synergy is the best friend when you're trying to learn more about the game and about individuals and everything like that. So I mean, it's just a bunch of research, man. A bunch of watching games, watching guys, you know, and then just ranking them according to how I see fit, you know. I mean, everybody has different perspectives on how good they think guys are and everything like that. But I mean, I feel like I did a pretty good job. The board was done a few months ago, so I mean, there's been some changes to it since we've initially put it out and everything like that. But I mean, it's pretty spot on with how I feel.
Yeah, I think it's important that you pointed out there is a difference between a big board and a mock draft, because when you first put this list out, a lot of people came at you about James Wiseman being number 8 on your big board, thinking that that's where you were saying he was going to get drafted at. And we all know he's not falling to number 8. Like, we all know. But it's good that you differentiate that, because a lot of casuals or people just ready to pounce on you on the internet, whatever it may be. I remember when that was one of the big talking points when you put out your big board. And you just mentioned how things might have changed. You've had this done for a few months, but things have changed a little bit. How have things changed for you, seeing how there hasn't really been too much availability for a lot of guys as far as seeing?
I know a big one with me was Denny Avdia. Before, I know we put the article out about the top 10 prospects in the draft. He wasn't in it. But I mean, the more I've watched him, he's actually been playing, you know, in EuroLeague overseas and everything like that. So there's been more film available on him. even during the pandemic and everything like that. But that was the guy who's really shot up. I mean, he's in my top 5 now. I think he's going to be one of the better players in this when it's all said and done. And I mean, there's been talk. There's always draft talk. How guys are interviewing. They finally got to start doing workouts and everything like that a few weeks ago. So that definitely holds weight and changes my perspective on a few things. It's just, I mean, you end up nitpicking when you've had this much time to evaluate guys. You end up nitpicking and finding things, maybe just overanalyzing guys at times, which I think has happened with a few players, and I think a few dudes in this draft gonna drop because of that. Like a guy like Cole Anthony per se,
Yeah.
A lot of negative things have been coming out about him over this time, even though no basketball has been being played, with whether it's coming to interviews or what other people have to say about him and things like that. So, I mean, it's just it's hard, man, And on top of everybody already thinking this isn't the best draft class, talent-wise. So, I mean, the more film you watch and everything like that, you just overanalyze and nitpick sometimes. And I think I've even done it with a few players, So.
No, I definitely agree with you, bro. Like having the long layoff, we definitely gonna get a lot more nitpicking in the draft. But I also think, the quick turnaround, are we gonna really be able to judge any of these rookies, bro? Like
I think this is gonna be a wash year,
bro. Like for real, like no camp, like you literally are turning around in under a month and getting ready for shit to kick off.
I don't see how any of these guys are gonna. I don't have high expectations for this class coming in. Like I just don't see this as a.
It's a heavy, in my opinion, it's a heavy like role player draft. Like we have a lot of high quality role players. We may not have like the top end come in and be like an all-star caliber player, or even like a Luka or any of them. None of that. But I definitely think we have like a lot of high quality role players in here.
Yeah, 1,000%. I mean, the only guys I would kind of look to expect anything towards performance-wise are older dudes. Guys like Obi Toppin, guys like Grant Riller, guys who were 22, 23 years old and who should transfer, a little quicker than the younger dudes. But I mean, young guys, freshmen, and even some of these overseas dudes who haven't even who were still 19 years old and everything like that. Like you said, I think it's a wash too. There's just hasn't been enough time for anything to transfer for them to get acclimated to the game, man. So I mean, really feel bad for these dudes, But I mean, shit, the check's still clearing. So
right.
Yeah.
Before we get into the meat of this conversation, I have one more question for you. Seeing as how you coached on the EYBL circuit, you coached with Mocan. So you've seen a good number of these guys over the years and their development as well. Does that stay in your mind from what you've seen them do with your own 2 eyes up close in person? Do you factor in any of that when it comes to evaluating these guys and what you think they can be on the next level? Or do you throw all of that out of the window when it comes to making a big board and projecting what they'll be at the NBA level?
I mean, with me, man, I factor it in a lot, and I think that's also what separates my eyes because I'm not just seeing these dudes once they get to college. I'm seeing them when they're 15, 16, 17, 18 years old, and seeing the progression and how they're coming up year by year. Also, I kind of, with the new rules, the EYBL, I mean, EYBL is rule-wise, they pretty much use all the same stuff as the NBA, So I think it's a little easier to gauge at that level. I think it's a better way to gauge more than college,
I agree.
Yeah.
I mean, college, man, they don't have no defensive 3 seconds. You can play zone, and it's a bunch of pack line defense stuff and everything like that, So I do think being in EYBL and actually seeing these dudes with my own eyes, gives me an advantage and it helps me better evaluate them.
I'm glad you brought that up, bro, because I feel like Cam and I talk about it a lot. I feel like EYBL or like AAU in general will get a bad rap because like a lot of different programs don't really develop guys. They really roll the ball out.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like AAU in like when you look at it in like the grand scheme of things, bro, like all these great players are all like you have to play against the greatest
EYBL,
player.
Yeah,
and all the coaches get to come to one spot.
Mm-hmm.
Find everybody, get a look at everybody all on one stage. And hearing you talk about it, I really think like, man, AAU really probably does give you a better look at the kids rather than college.
Because you guys play with a 24-second shot clock, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, not 30 like college. Like EYBL's rules are all pretty much the same as the NBA's rules for the most part.
Yeah.
And so
the only thing different is the 3-point line. They use the overseas distance for the 3-point line, but that's it really. Everything else is the same. Defensive 3 seconds, ain't no zone allowed, nothing like that, So I mean, what they've done with it and how they've evolved the high school game, man. I think it's just a great barometer of seeing how dudes gonna translate, And I just use that more like you can watch a Big Ten game, you watch like Wisconsin versus Iowa, man. It's hard to see what dudes is like capable of, just because of the type of basketball style of play. And when things some dudes, honestly, man, some guys' games aren't meant for college basketball. You know, a lot of dudes translate better to the NBA. I still remember when Kelly Oubre was at KU. He would always say like he's like, man, he's not this level. You won't know what Kelly Oubre is until he gets into the NBA because this level is not built for his game.
Yeah,
and that's a real thing. That's a real thing for dudes.
I think a guy from last year's draft that I personally think falls into that category is a guy like Kevin Porter Jr. Mm-hmm. I don't think that he was built for college basketball. I think his game is tailor-made for today's NBA. Yeah. But in college, it was, of course, multiple different things that might have held him back from reaching his full potential at that level. Mm-hmm. But I just feel like his game was best suited for the NBA and not for the college game.
1,000%. Like shit, a guy like Malik Newman, he don't play college basketball. We're looking at him completely different now. Yeah.
That's a fact. And so now that we talked about college and how it affects guys and everything like that, some of your favorite guys in this draft might be guys who might not have necessarily been ultra productive, whether it was at 1 year, 2 year, however long it was at the collegiate level. Who are some of your favorite guys in this draft that you think are 100% going to succeed or be very good pros at the NBA level?
I mean, I got a nice little list, man. I mean, for some reason, dudes are falling into the trap of thinking like it was the same way last year. They said it was a 3-player draft with Zion, Ja, and RJ, and they're kind of saying the same thing this year with Anthony Edwards, LaMelo, and White.
Yeah,
and they're not even on as high on those 3 guys as they were with the 3 dudes from last year. But I mean, starting off, Ant-Man, I've loved Ant-Man ever since I saw him with Atlanta Express on the Under Armour circuit, man. Dude's game, his maturity, body-wise, like he's just ready, A lot of people are down on him because of his shooting, his shot selection, and he didn't dominate maybe the way some people think that he should have. But I mean, shit, he put on the best college performance this season, And
man,
yeah, Maui, that was crazy.
Exactly, that was far and away. I mean, another guy had arguably the best performance as well. Tyrese Maxey, first game of the season against Michigan State. So I don't know what they had going on over there, but dudes was showing out. But yeah, man, Ant-Man. I mean, I'm just super high on him, man. He's 6'5", 220. He's built. His body's ready for the NBA, man. I know people had a lot of questions about his shot selection, which I think different things played into that. I mean, when you're a top 5 pick, you're trying to preserve your body, man. You ain't trying to go in that lane every night and take hits and get hurt. I mean, you got millions on the line, and especially when you already not winning games. So I think that played a big part in it. So Ant-Man is my far and away number 1 dude. Killian Hayes is from France. He's a guy that I think when it's all said and done, he got a chance to be arguably maybe the best guard from this draft class. The only thing I think with him right now is he just has to get a little tougher, which has become kind of a stigma with overseas guys and everything like that. But I mean, Killian Hayes got a lot of game, man. Got a lot of game. Reminds me of D'Angelo Russell with his pace and his shooting, on top of being a lefty and everything like that. Isaac Okoro is somebody I think might possibly end up being the best 3-and-D guy from the draft, And what's crazy about him is dudes like him every year that pop up. The year before they weren't there, maybe like a fringe 4-star guy or something like that. But You know, Isaac Okoro, they expected him to go play 2-3 years at Auburn before he left. You know,
right?
Facts.
But I mean, he came in and he was on the number one team in the country. Played with Sharif Cooper. You know, I got to see him when he was playing with AOT on the EYBL circuit. You know, and I didn't see a top 5 pick when I saw him, but the dude is a worker. You know, his body 6'7", long, athletic. He can guard it. He can guard anybody that you want him to guard. You know, his offensive game has a ways to go. You know, shooting is probably his biggest con right now. He's not the best shooter, but I mean, his creation ability. He's an above average passer. Just, I mean, defensively, he's so versatile. I mean, that's a guy I'm really, really high on. I would take him with a top 5 pick in this draft. I don't know if some people agree with me or not because there's other 3-and-D options. I think there's a few good options for 3-and-D guys in this draft. You know.
Do you think Okoro is the best athlete in the draft? Do you think he's an NBA level athlete already? Like, we know he's an NBA athlete already. Do you think he's the best athlete in the class?
Cassius Stanley.
Cassius Stanley?
Yeah, I'd probably go there too.
Yeah, Cassius Stanley. Dude's a freak, dog. He's a freak. You know.
Now it's funny about Okoro because I feel like every year in every draft they always got like a defensive like 3-and-D potential dude they hype up, whether it's like, you know, DeAndre Hunter
last year.
Yep. Hunter, yep. So like every year they got a different dude, but I really feel like it's different with Okoro. Like I really feel like he can reach that potential,
and I think Hunter can be a solid 3-and-D guy at the NBA.
Yeah, no, definitely.
Okoro just, like Reese said, he's seen him more up in person than either one of us from just coaching against them. Like, he came out of nowhere. Like Hunter, you saw kind of coming building up over the course of his 2 years at Virginia. Right. We saw it building. Like Okoro stepped on campus this year. He wasn't even a consensus top 35 guy in his class.
No, not at all.
And now he's projected to be I think he's definitely going top 10. I think he's a lock to be a top 10 pick next week. And so that's just like, what do you think was the thing that boosted him up boards? Like you say, his versatility and his athleticism, like, but you've also cited like his shooting ability and his offensive game. Just it has a ways to go. What do you think it is that teams are just so in love with that has surged him up draft boards from being a guy who nobody saw as a one and done to now being comfortably he's going to be a lottery pick?
I mean, just the how much guys value wings. First of all, a wing that can score, and then a wing that can guard. You know, you need guys every night that can go out there and that they're gonna have to go and stick Bron and KD and all the best wings in the league, because that's the most important position in the NBA right now. Right. You know? So finding a guy that can do that, I mean, that shit. I feel like in the last 5 years or so, like 3-and-D guys have become super. I wouldn't even say overvalued, but they put a lot of emphasis on those. You know.
100%.
Like dudes like Robert Covington.
Yeah, bro. Overvalued over everything, bro. Everybody would talk about him like he really.
Covington, I will give him this year. I think for the Rockets, he was solid this year. Like I wasn't super high on him before he got traded to Houston, but in the playoffs, especially this year, mainly in the first round, not necessarily against the Lakers, you kind of have to throw away everything you saw from Houston in that series. But he was having games where he would get like 2-3 blocks as well as making like 3 or 4 3-pointers. Like that's the type of value that's like you said. Robert Covington is almost like the perfect example.
Yeah, I mean, and that's the thing, man. If you can make shots and you can guard, it's hard to keep you off the floor in the league. Yeah. You know, I mean, that's what everybody's looking for, a guy that can make shots and come guard another team's best player. You know, and I feel like Okoro would be able to do that. One of the things that translates probably at the slowest pace in the NBA is defense. 100%. You know, like DeAndre Hunter was the top 5 pick last year, and he was the consensus best 3-and-D guy. He was bad. He was bad on defense this year. You know, the pace and the talent and the speed of the game and everything like that, man. It takes time. You know, it takes time to get used to. So I mean, nobody's expecting dudes to come in and just, you know, lock up day one. You know, guys like Matisse Thybulle, those are gems. You know, men from day one, and them motherfuckers are elite defenders. you know?
Right.
And I mean, and with the success of dudes like that, I mean, the position's gonna be valued more. You know, Thibault went. I'm trying to think. What did he even get drafted last year? I know he was first round.
He went late in the first round. It was late.
He went at the back end.
It was late. Let me see.
Yeah. But dude was so good. Like he could, if he made an all defensive team this year, I wouldn't have been surprised. You know, he was that good defensively, and you know, he was what?
The 20th pick.
20th pick. Gotcha. See, and that's coming from playing in his zone. He played in his zone in Washington. You know, so a lot of people were like, "Damn, is he really that good of a defender?" He was Pac-12 Defender of the Year and everything like that. But people even had questions about him. You know, you're getting a steal if you can get guys that their defense translates day one like that. You know? So I mean, just his athleticism and what Coral is capable of. I mean, he guarded guys 1 through 4 all year as a freshman. You know, and had a lot of success doing it. So I mean, that's just something that teams are valuing, and they looking for that. You know, there's a few options in this draft with the 3-and-D. You know, a guy like Devin Vassell from Florida State. People are really high on him. I mean, I'm indifferent on him, you know, but people are really high on him because it really was.
He's another guy who kind of came out of nowhere. He wasn't on draft boards before the season as well, if I remember correctly, and he made a lot of money this season for Florida State because he shot the ball extremely well at FSU. How do you feel about his jumper, his form being kind of tweaked in this time off? Like we've seen, like his form has changed a little bit from workout videos we've seen. Does that worry you at all?
Man, I'm hoping that was a troll, man. Because I mean, what's the point of you changing? There was nothing wrong. He shot it well this year, you know. I want to say he shot about 38% from the 3. You know, I don't. If I'm a team, that scares me though. Like if I bring him in for workouts and he's shooting the ball with that form and everything, it might turn into a pass for me.
Yeah, like I'm not a fan of his form, what it has turned into. Like, and I agree with you. If you shoot 38% from 3 and your whole value in getting drafted in the first round is that you're a shooter, a 3-and-D guy, I don't get the point of you changing or tweaking anything that's gotten you to this point.
You know, I agree. I don't like changing in that short time, but like, dude really went from not starting at all to becoming a starter. Sophomore. Maybe dude just might be a grinder and he might put in the time.
But the jumper now is like, I don't see how you can get that shot.
Yeah, I don't. I mean, it's like Lonzo, bro. Like one of them things where, like, if you're working on a bad shot, I don't care how much you work on it.
It's not going to translate.
You ain't going to be able to get it off. No. You know, like Lonzo not being able to shoot going to the right or the left.
Yeah,
same way. You know, all that shit you got to be accounting of.
At the same time, I mean, if it goes in. Shit, are you mad at how it looked?
No, because Kevin Martin shot about 37% from 3 for his career, and it was
but we can't keep going back to the one outlier.
Oh, I agree.
I agree with what you're saying. Like Kevin Martin, he made it work, but for every Kevin Martin, we got a streaky guy like Sean Marion or
like you even said, Lonzo.
Yeah. So I don't know, but I definitely think. Vassell, he can get a little bit more going if he just continued to work on it. I don't like the shot, but he's a great athlete, so he can maybe make it work that way.
Yeah. All right, we lost Reese for a second. We can edit all of this out.
All right. It'll be at the 24-second mark.
24-minute mark.
Right before 24.
Yeah, all right, bet. I wish on StreamYard you could pause it.
Yeah.
He said his shit died.
He's on his way, about to get paid. He's on his way to Hollywood. You got to add him back to it.
You can just get back on the link. He said 5 minutes, but so that'll from the 24-minute mark until it says it up here too. Luckily for us, so from the 24-minute mark until like probably assuming maybe the 30-minute mark.
Mm-hmm. Man, they really had Tyrese Halliburton in the can't miss second tier.
I want to ask him about Halliburton. Ask him about that nigga. I'm pretty sure that's one of them guys he not high on.
Well, I mean, he got Halliburton 16 on his big board.
See, he don't like Halliburton at all.
You ain't gotta. They don't have you working the game where you gotta like be doing shit like that.
It's usually post game coverage and shit. It's such a shitty game too.
And you just look at the stats and be like, all right, look at the highlights.
It was bad even if everybody was at full strength, but Darnold not even playing either.
All right.
right, bet here he is. What is it? 30-minute mark. All right, bet. Yo.
All right, bet.
All right, yeah, we were talking about Devin Vassell and his jumper. You said you would be nervous about it, him changing the form.
Yeah. But like I was saying, I mean, shit, if it goes in, how much are you worrying about? Tyrese Halliburton is another dude. It's like that, He ain't got the best form, but I mean, shit, he knocks it down at a good clip. I mean, I got questions about him. Like, I don't know how well are you getting that jump shot off in tight spaces?
Yeah,
like that. That's my thing. But I mean, a lot of people not worried about it. A lot of people are really, really high on Halliburton, and that's another dude that I don't know. I'm not really seeing it with him.
It's funny you bring that up, bro. A lot of earlier today we were watching The Jump. And they had him.
Kevin Pelton had him as a can't miss prospect in this draft.
Yeah, and they have him as a clear top 5, guy in the draft. And it's funny you bring up having that shot issue. A lot of people will bring that up about LaMelo too, about the push from the chest. And
I like LaMelo jumper more than I like Halliburton's as far as getting it. LaMelo at least the release is quick. It's quick.
A push,
like
but
I don't trust the form, but it's quick. Like Halliburton, I feel the same way about his form. I'm glad Reese brought this up as I did about Lonzo in college. Because Lonzo, if I remember correctly, he shot like 40% from three in his 1 year at UCLA. And Halliburton is shooting like 41%. He shot, I have his stats right here. He shot 42% from three at Iowa State this year.
Well, I think dude, he got a chop. I ain't gonna lie, he got a chop when he let that motherfucker go.
So the percentages are saying that these guys are elite, but like you say, once you go up to the NBA, guys are longer, guys are more athletic, faster. Can you get that shot off the same way that you were getting it off at the college level? I still have questions for Tyrese Halliburton, the same way I felt about Lonzo Ball and his jump shot coming out of UCLA. That was my biggest question about Lonzo. And
what was it with Lonzo? He could only shoot going to the was it his right or left?
Going to the left. He can only shoot
going to the left because he's pulling
it from his left to the right. He can't shoot it going
like that, so he couldn't go right.
You do his little side step and shit.
Yeah, he always got to do a step back.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's the only way to get the jumper off. Like if he's dribbling going to his right, he's going all the way to the basket, or he's passing or shooting a floater.
Passing.
Yeah, exactly.
To the basket.
Yeah, so for real, he does not go to the rim for real at the NBA level.
He doesn't want to shoot free throws.
Exactly. So yeah, Halliburton is a guy I'm also not extremely high on. I see a lot of scouts and a lot of draft pundits. They are extremely high on Halliburton. He's not a guy I'm particularly high on. Before we get into anything else, I want to circle back to Anthony Edwards and just the overall point about guys when it's time for them to get drafted and enter the draft. You said Edwards had the best performance you saw this season. I would agree. His performance against Michigan State. Do you value guys' peak performance in college, especially when you've already seen what they can do in person? Is that what sticks with you more than his lows, or do you factor in everything, or do you always have what their best game was and what you think they ultimately can be is a reflection of that? Do you allow that to be what stands out most to you?
That's tough. Because I mean, I probably would say I do, because I've listened to pods and read articles. A lot of people feel like Tyrese Maxey underachieved at Kentucky this year, and they feel like his first game of the season was he peaked. That was his performance, and he never touched that again. So I mean, maybe I do. I've never really thought about it that way. Maybe I do value what I see. What I see them perform at when they're at their highest. Because I mean, knowing a guy is capable is very important. I'm not. A lot of times you're drafting off of what you think a guy can be. I like production. Show me what you can do. I'm not always trying to see, okay, well, maybe in the future he can be, because I think that's a lot of what Wiseman is. I think Wiseman is a lot of potential over production.
Yeah.
And I mean, it's usually like that with bigs, but you have a guy like Zeke Naji, who was at Arizona and averaged 17-9 and shot 57% from the field, and nobody cared.
And he a freshman as well. He young.
Exactly. Yeah. You know, and I think a guy who's similar to that, who's at Kentucky this year, is gonna be like Isaiah Jackson. Like, is it about what guys are doing or what they can do? You know, and it's hard sometimes. You know, the thing with Wiseman is how long are you gonna give a guy to be productive? You know, you're not gonna man. Once you get to the league, dog, you got 3 years, maybe four to show what you can do. Don't nobody give a damn about what they think you can do after that third year. You know, Kyle Kuzma was in that predicament right now.
Yeah, no, I definitely agree with you, bro. I feel like with Wiseman, he definitely got to go to the right team where they can let him not come along slowly, but we're not going to ask too much of you in the beginning, because I feel like people with Wiseman, they fall in love with like the physical tools, you know, how quickly he can get up and down the court, the length, how high he can jump, everything around that.
His jumper doesn't look bad either coming out his hand.
Lefty, bro, he got a nice little stroke, but like, I don't know.
Yeah, I think Chris Bosh is a good comp, to be honest with you. If everything goes right for him, probably a little bit more athletic than Chris Bosh, but I think that's a good comp. My thing with Wiseman is the same thing you said, and you've seen him, you've coached against him and everything. At some point, I'm scared of players, in particular bigs, who have to worry about their motor.
Yeah,
and like, does they motor run hot and cold? Like, especially if I'm taking a guy in the top 5, a guy who, when you draft in the top 5, you're hoping to draft an all-star. Like, let's just be honest, you want an all-star caliber player when you're taking a player in the top 5 more times than not. And
you don't want to worry about them not playing hard.
Exactly. You want a guy who you can depend on night in, night out. I'm going to get 20 points, 10 rebounds from you every game.
Yeah.
And so
do you think he would have gotten more not more, but would he have gotten exposed had he played the whole year, or do you think he would have upped his draft stock?
I think Wiseman is one of – go ahead, Reese. You go ahead and answer this.
Nah, I mean, shit. I think his stock would have dropped. I think him playing 3 games was the best thing that could have happened.
I agree.
You know, against the teams that he played against. You know, he played
Oregon was the only real comp he played.
Yeah.
UIC, Oregon, and then what was it? South Carolina State?
Something like that.
Where the biggest guy on the team was like 6'5" or something. He dude looked like a giant out there. But no, I think it helped him. You know, I think it helped him a lot by not playing that many games. You can kind of say the same thing for Darius Garland. You know, sometimes give him a small sample. You know,
for sure, especially with a guy like Wiseman, who you were already the consensus top player in the class for this NBA draft coming into the season. So you only playing 3 games and you dominated like you were supposed to against subpar competition. There's no way you can hurt your standing. Like you can only reaffirm yourself or cement yourself atop that. Somebody has to surpass you at that point. Somebody has to outperform whatever it is that teams think you are and can be. Right. And so I agree. I think that him only playing those 3 games, it helped him more than anything. I don't think there's any way next Wednesday comes and he falls past number 5. And him falling to number 5 would be
a drop.
Would be insane to me as far as something I don't see coming. Like, I think 3 is the absolute lowest he goes. But yeah, I think that him sitting out those 3 games, only playing those 3 games helped him. And I think Garland is a good example as well. Garland in those, what he played, 6 games, 7 games, something like that as a freshman. 5. But he looked incredible.
Kyrie went number 1 overall. If you're that dude, it won't matter. But I feel like when you look at a guy like
Kyrie helped his case too.
Yeah, he came back in the tournament, showed he could play. But you look at a guy like Cole Anthony. I feel like when I was looking at every big board prior to the year,
top 5 pick,
easy.
All he did was play, and then he got hurt.
He's getting penalized, in my opinion, for playing with what in my lifetime is what is the most talent deficient UNC roster, at least definitely of the Roy Williams era. Yeah, because the first team that made the NIT, they had talent, they just got hit with injuries. Yeah. Like, they had pros and they had talent, they just got hit with injuries and they were young. This team. That was who?
Was that the Harrison Barnes team?
No, he came the year after that. The team that went to the NIT, that was John Henson freshman year with Ed Davis and Zeller and all of them, like
pros.
Yeah, pros. This UNC team, besides Cole Anthony, there's not a guy on there that I think is a lot to make the NBA. I think
Armando Bacot will be a lot.
I think Bacot has a
type guy.
He has a chance. I don't think that he's a guarantee. And I think Garrison Brooks is a second round undrafted type of guy. But Cole is only first round pick type of talent on his team. He also came back from a meniscus injury. And
I don't think he should have came back from that at all.
No.
I wouldn't have come back and played either. But my thing is, I think he's just being penalized for things that were out of his control on the court. Him shooting 38% from the field, I don't think that's an indictment of Cole really being that inefficient of a scorer as much as it is. There was no other shooter on the floor with him. There was nobody else who could create anything off of the bounce. And he was playing with two bigs every game that weren't floor spacers. Brooks and Bacot are both 10 feet and in guys. And Bacot is 5 feet and in, to be honest with you.
Yeah. Yeah. And I mean, the thing with Cole too, man, Cole Anthony put on arguably one of the greatest EYBL season performances I've ever seen in my life.
Facts.
If anybody who saw Cole Anthony playing for PSA 2 summers ago would say he's the best player in the country. Easy.
Facts.
Easy. I'm saying like he was so dominant against everybody, it was crazy. I'm like, dog, this is the number one dude in the country. I was like, when the morning he announced that he was going to UNC. I mean, if you knew, you knew that he was pulling up to Carolina. But he did it on ESPN and everything like that. I was hyped. I'm like, shit, that's what we needed. That's what we needed. But I mean, he was surrounded with the right pieces. Like you said, that probably is the least talented UNC team I've ever seen, and I hope I never see one like that again.
Facts.
Ever.
But you know what's crazy about Cole? I feel like every couple weeks we were hearing like a rumbling, and I don't know if it's all true, but like people were talking about character issues. And I felt like going into the year, I feel like Cole Anthony, if anything, no matter what, he'll be a 10-year NBA point guard, and he'll be steady. He may not be a starter.
Backup, yeah, a backup.
He can at least be Jalen Brunson at minimum, where he can come in and he won't
play 10 years in the L.
He will.
I think Jalen Brunson can play.
I think
10
he
years
will
as a backup, solid backup.
I think he will.
Okay.
I think he can. But yeah, I think Cole is one of those guys. To piggyback off what Drew is saying, I think that while he might not have a crazy high ceiling compared to some of these other guys in this draft, or however you might feel about him, I think he's one of the safer picks, to be honest with you, in this draft. I think that he can be a really good point guard.
Why do we think he doesn't have a high ceiling when a year ago we thought he did?
I think that Cole can
him like he might have been an all-star in the L.
Look, I'm still high on Cole. I'm one of the guys who's still high on him. Like, I don't think there are 10 better players in this class than Cole Anthony.
Well, what do you think are his like defining attributes that take him to another level? I mean, he's not a crazy athlete.
I think he's a better athlete than he's given credit for. I'll be honest with you. I don't think he's not Dennis Smith Jr., but I think that he's a solid athlete for sure. I think his shot isn't broken. I think he can shoot. I think he's just a guy who he can score. If he's not a great passer, I wouldn't say that he's a great passer. That's not his strongest trait, but I just think he's a guy who can score, and he can put points up in a hurry. And you saw it at points this past season at North Carolina, whether it was his first game against Notre Dame or
before he got hurt, he was really cooking.
Yeah, he was cooking. Yeah, like he was cooking. And so I think that he's just a guy who can definitely score. I think that it's a lot of what his success is going to come down to at the NBA level is, and I think this is important for all guys, is just where he gets drafted, where he goes, and what situation he's in. I know Reese could probably talk about this more than we can as far as what he's heard or might not have heard as far as his character or personality, how he might rub certain guys the wrong way. Mm-hmm. How big of a factor do you think that's playing in him sliding down draft boards as much as his play?
It's playing a huge factor. I mean, if you remember correctly, with that draft, I said draft class, that recruiting class come North Carolina, dog, North Carolina made a lot of dudes top fives.
Yeah. Josh Green, a lot of guys.
Josh Green, Jeremiah Robinson Earl, Zeke Naji. We was in there with him too.
It was in there. It was Final Five.
Yeah. Really? my first time hearing about Cole being a bad teammate was around that time, and we were missing. I was being told that we were missing on a lot of guys because dudes don't want to play with Cole, and it threw me off. You know, I'm real tight with Munch, who runs PSA and he coaches Cole. You know, it's the same thing. Like Michael Jordan in The Last Dance. I was saw a little clip today when he was like, shit, if you don't want to play that way, then don't play that way. You know, like some dudes are just very emotional, you know, and very like, I want to be great and I'm expecting this out of you. And if you can't live up to that standard, then you can't play with me.
Facts.
You know? And Cole has a lot of that in him, you know, and that, you know, some dudes run from that. You know, doesn't mean they're not a great player or anything like that. You know, just some people just aren't comfortable playing with people like that. And I mean, that same thing is rearing its ugly head again now. And it's hurting them. It's hurting them, you know, in interviews, you know, dog, in the NBA, they doing the craziest background checks you've ever seen.
Man.
They'll go find your middle school coach. You know, and just to find out what type of player you are, what type of kid you are, you know, and I mean, some things are just coming back red with Cole, and he's been dropping on draft board. I seen the draft board; he was second round.
This draft not good enough for a team to pass up on him in the first round.
Man, let him be there at 30 for the Lakers.
100%. Like let him fall to 30. I will do.
Man,
I'll cry tears of joy if he fell to LA, but. I don't think that this draft is full of guys who are better than him to where I think his character concerns should override his talent. And like you said, if you would have asked anybody 2 years ago, the summer of 2018 or 2019, summer 2019, who the best player in America was, I don't think you would have had any questions about it being Cole Anthony, especially summer 2018 at the EYBL, his 17U season.
I swear to God, he was doing some of the craziest shit I ever seen.
Like, so that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't think he didn't forget how to play basketball.
Right.
Like, he still knows how to play basketball. He still is that guy. And I'm one of the people who, unless you are committing crimes or something like that, I believe character issues can be work that he's not a drug addict.
I mean, they're kids, bro.
Criminal, exactly.
They're
and he's 19, 20 years old at the end of the day. He can still mature.
He's 20. Like, Cole a little on the older side.
Yeah, he's 20. So, and he is still young. He still has time to mature. Like, I don't think that anything that he necessarily has done as far as with his teammates or being uncoachable or whatever it might be is anything that he can't grow out of. And so where do you think he's going to end up being drafted at? You have him at number 12, I believe, on your big board, or number 10, I think, actually. You had him number 10. Where do you think?
I mean, where do I have him? No, I got him at 12.
You have him at 12. Where do you think he's going to end up falling?
I could see him falling to the 20s.
That's crazy.
Honestly, I could see him because, I mean, it's okay. So I know we're not to the comps part yet, but this is my comp.
You can give him a comp. You can give a comp for him.
Jared Bayless, Austin Rivers.
Okay.
Where are you taking that? Where are you taking that guy in the draft? Jared Bayless not in the league no more. Jared Bayless did he did how he was in there for a good.
I think he played like 7 years.
Right. Yeah. You know, and Austin, a lot of people think Austin stayed this long because of his pops. Shit, I mean, Cole the NBA baby too.
Yeah, his pops great. Right.
Yeah, so I mean, those are similar dudes. Like Cole as a PG is kind of like I don't know how much I see him as a PG anymore.
Yeah,
I think he's more of a like Austin. Austin was a PG. They said he was a PG. I don't even know the last time he's played point guard.
I can't. Did he play point guard at Duke?
No, not Quinn Cook.
Tyler Thornton was their point guard, wasn't he?
Yeah.
God bless.
Right. Yeah, they was in the projects for a minute.
Yeah, you feel me? But I mean, that's the thing. Like in Cole's all of 6'2", 6'3", maybe. Damn. But yeah, I don't know, man. I think I've just like we were talking about earlier, over analyzing guys and watching too much film and thinking like I've become lower on Cole than I've ever been, at this point.
Yeah.
Like I have my own questions about him now. And I mean, shit, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe we all wrong, but I mean, guys like Nico Mannion is dudes are low on him, super low on him now.
Yeah, he's even lower than Cole at this point. And before the season, Nico Mannion was a lottery pick projected by a lot of people.
Exactly. So I mean, I don't know, man. I could see Cole. I could see Cole falling to the 20s. I could see him falling to the 20s. If the Knicks don't take him, I don't know.
At number 8. So if he fall past number 8 at the Knicks, you don't know where he could end up at. You don't know how far he could drop.
Yeah. Because dudes are, bro. A lot of people are just bad mouthing that kid, man. And they have been for a while.
Yeah.
I've even heard stories about things that were happening in North Carolina when he was there. It's just he doesn't.
Yeah, I have as well. I've heard some stories about what was going on at UNC.
Yeah. So I mean, I don't know, man. I don't know. We watched it happen with Kevin Porter Jr.
Facts. Right. Guy who should have been top 10.
Easy.
Yeah.
Any year of any NBA draft, dog, if you can get a Kevin Porter Jr., that he's a lotto type talent.
Yes.
But
I agree.
He slipped.
He almost went in the second round. Was he last pick of the first round?
Yeah.
One of the last
year, I think he was 30. I think he was the 30th pick or something like that. And so you say you think Cole could be Jared Bayless or Austin Rivers, those comps. I don't think he plays like this guy that I'm about to name, but I think that the same questions as far as him playing point guard position people have, but he's proven to be a very productive NBA player so far. A guy like Colin Sexton, I don't think that he's a point guard at all, and I don't think he's a guy that is going to be a lead guard on an elite team as far as being a point guard for a championship caliber team or anything like that. But I think that it's safe to say he's proven a lot of people who were low on him going into his draft wrong so far through 2 years in the league. Would you agree with that?
I'm not a Colin Sexton guy.
You're not a Colin Sexton guy, but he's a 20-point per game guy, even though it's a bad team.
That's what I'm saying. Does his game equivalent? Shit, I'm bugging like a motherfucker. Does it equate to winning? Does his game or style of play equate to winning?
I think as of right now for Colin Sexton, I do not think so. But I think it's too early to tell at the same time.
I think it's probably the wrong role, honestly.
You said what, Reese?
Will it ever?
No, I don't. I think Drew just hit on the perfect thing with Sexton. I don't think Sexton on a winning team is going to have this type of usage that he has on the Cavaliers.
I think he look bad on a winning team.
You think he'll look bad on a winning team? How do you think Lou Williams is on a winning team? Like, as we've seen him in the playoffs, like, what do you think Lou Williams? Do you think he's good or bad on a winning team?
I think Lou Will is Lou Will, whatever situation you put him in.
Yeah. You don't think Sexton is going to be able to score the same way he does?
Nah, he ain't got as much. He ain't got a game like that. Lou Will got a different type of game.
I agree.
With Colin Sexton, man, I just think he's just volume, man. I mean, he picked it up like the second half of this season.
His efficiency went to a different level.
Really good.
Yeah.
But at the same time, who else is going to score the ball?
Yeah, Garland and Porter real young. And then there's nobody else on that team that you would even
Love got hurt.
And Kevin Love he don't even want to be there for real at this point. So
I mean, a 20-year-old averaging 21, actually. 21-year-old averaging 21 on 47, 38 splits. I mean, like, he can put the ball in the rim, but like you talked about, Reach, bro. I don't know if that is like winning ball right now. Maybe he would be like better served coming off the bench on a good team playing against number 2 unit guys. Maybe it'd be like, a better chance to get a look at him.
The guy that Reese compared Cole Anthony to Austin Rivers, he had his best year on a non-playoff team. I think the year he averaged like 16 points or whatever for the Clippers. They didn't go to the playoffs at all. So
you feel me? So Sexton has 2 years, 1 year until his contract is up. So it's time to pay him.
They can extend him at the end of this coming season if they want to. I believe they can offer the extension.
They'll probably wait.
What are y'all paying? What are y'all paying a player like that? What are you paying him?
I don't know if I want. The Cavs. The thing that is going to come down to for the Cavs, let's just take them out the way. A player like Sexton, let's just say Sexton. A player like Sexton, what is the rookie max extension? Like 4 years? Like it could be like 120 or something, can't it? Yeah. Jaylen Brown got 4 years, 80. I think Jaylen Brown got 4 years, 80.
Mm-hmm.
He's I don't think Sexton's going to be anywhere close to what Jaylen Brown is right now. And he's a wing. He plays a premium position. I don't know. I have no idea what Sexton.
I mean, bro, you pay him if you think he can work next to Garland.
But if Garland this coming season becomes what I know, Reese is high on. I'm really high on Garland as well. I think Garland is going to make a big leap this coming season. So if Garland can become what we think he is, that kind of makes Sexton expendable.
I mean, in a perfect world, Garland and Porter Jr., that would be your backcourt moving forward. And you move off of Colin Sexton. But I don't know. I mean, can you let a guy that you moved, Kyrie Irving for to get the pick and you really moved mountains to get dude, and you're going to let him walk for nothing? Like, you got to pay him.
I'm not paying Colin Sexton.
You let him walk.
I mean, dog. What I mean, I think at best you end up being Jordan Clarkson or something for your career.
Yeah, that's a solid career, but Jordan Clarkson hasn't shown that his game helps win in basketball for the most part.
My point. Yeah. Like Sexton is cool, man. I've just me personally, I've never been. He's a small two guard. How many of those are successful in the league? CJ McCollum.
That's really about it right now.
You feel me?
As a starter, exactly. As a guy who can start and play on 50-win teams, he's really a 1-on-1 as of right now, to be honest with you.
Yeah, even he's bigger than Colin Sexton.
Yeah, he's bigger than Sexton. Yep, I think he is bigger than Sexton.
That's what I'm saying. Small guards, bro. This is not the wave. It's not the wave. You can stick in the league and play a few places and things like that, Like shit. If you can go be Eric Gordon for your career, you'll get some money.
Yeah.
Right? But I'm just not. That's not for me. Not for me. And I think Cole may run into that issue at a point in time too, because I think Cole is Cole's the dude that they'll move off the ball.
Yeah.
I think they'll move him off the ball when time comes, because his vision isn't the greatest. He looks to score first, but I don't know. We'll see. I like Cole and I want Cole to succeed because I think he's really good, but we'll see. We'll see with that.
So your faves are Ant-Man,
Killian Hayes. Pat Williams is the dude I'm high on too, another Florida State guy.
All right. So Pat Williams, I think Pat Williams can be really good also. I think he can be really good. So me and Drew have a couple guys that we are high on, and we wanted to get your opinion on what you think these guys will be like at the next level. We kind of just talked about, we both have Cole Anthony. Well, Cole Anthony was a guy that I'm higher on than most. We just discussed him. Drew, who is the guy in particular that you wanted to ask about?
Man, Big O. I'm a big fan of Big O. Cam, not as high on Big O.
I'm iffy on Big O.
I like Big O's defensive intangibles. I definitely think those will translate. I mean, damn near 3 blocks a night. He is playing what you call the Pac-12
JUCO
earlier?
Conference?
The JUCO Conference, Pac-12.
The Pac-12?
I'm not a huge Pac-12 guy, to be honest.
I think in 2020, the Pac-12 is definitely
You like
down.
the Pac-12, Reese?
I think the Pac-12 is super talented. I just think it's a lot of mediocre coaching.
That's fair. That is fair.
Yeah.
I think it's a lot of talent in the Pac-12, though, man.
That's fair.
Yeah. And I was worried about Big O when they were talking about him being 6'8",
6'9",
but
6'8", something like that. Yeah.
I'm hearing he's actually closer to 6'10".
Cap.
That you said Cap?
Yeah.
if he's 6'8", I'm not rolling with it. But if he closer to that, I can almost talk myself into it. But I don't know. I mean, I feel like a kid like that who's won at every level.
Yeah, he won a lot.
Won at every level. What did he win at USC?
USC didn't win nothing.
That's true. They didn't win anything, but I feel like he's a winner, and that might be more of an indictment on playing with the Ball brothers. But
Well, no, he won with
without him though,
Magic.
right?
He won with the Compton Magic.
And that year when LaMelo left.
Yeah, he won state championship. He won national championship, I believe. He was a freshman on the team with LaMelo when Lonzo and them won. But USC just Andy Einfield. I'm just not a huge.
He been over his head from the get go.
But how do you feel about Big O, Reese?
I don't know. You know, a lot of people's comp with Big O is Bam, and the thing with Bam is, dog, like I feel like anybody who thought that he would be this is a liar.
That's a fact.
Yeah,
you feel me? Because Bam coming out of high school was like an advanced Cliff Alexander.
Yeah, he was strongest and most athletic big in the class.
Exactly. But that boy is skilled out of his mind now. He can pass the ball. He still can't shoot, but you know, his feel is crazy.
He bring it up the court now.
Everything, you know, and he turned into that. It wasn't never projected for him to be what he is now. So I think he's making it a little. He's blurring the lines. You know, I can't say Big O's not gonna be that because shit, I didn't know Bam was gonna be that. But I mean, Big O's he's good, man. He's good. I just think I'm not as high on him as everybody else. You know, he'll probably go top 10 in the draft. He's special. I think he's really good defensively. But I mean, a 6'8" man, that's hard. That's a hard thing to sell to me because he's a 5.
Especially if he's not spacing the floor.
That's very important.
He's a 5. But I mean, he's a good basketball player though. He's a good basketball player. He has good feel for the game on both ends. It's just hard for me to say. Like, I mean, I would take him Lotto. I would, but it's
in this class for sure.
Can you sit here and tell me that he's going to be better than Obi Toppin?
I don't know. I'm
glad you brought him up.
I'm not particularly high on Obi.
Obi is actually one of the people I'm not high on either.
Why?
I don't like the age.
My thing is with guys who projected to go top 5 or 10 or whatever, I'm never a fan of taking guys who I personally believe are high floor guys, low ceiling guys. Like, what do you think Obi Toppin his ceiling is at the NBA level?
Starter, a starter on an okay team, a rotation guy on a great team.
See, and that's where I I agree, but that's why I'm not particularly high on him, as high as I'm seeing certain draft boards, anything having him in the top 10 or anything. I think guys like that are valuable. I think he's a first round pick. I think he's even late lottery, mid first round type of guy.
Late lottery.
I'm a guy who in the top 10. I'm always going to try to draft, especially if I'm drafting in the top 10. My thought process is I'm going to draft the guys who I think have the highest upside, who I think have the highest potential to be an all-star or a star. I'll draft a project who I think can be a star in the top 10 because I think they'll be a star. A guy like Obi Toppin, if I'm drafting in the top 10 and he just becomes a solid starter, I'm going to still be drafting in the top 10 next year. I'm going to still be drafting in the top 10 the year after that. I'd rather be drafting in the top 10 again, swinging for the fences, than taking guys who are safe. That's my thought process. If I'm a top 10 team, I'm trying to get a guy who I think can get me out of being in the top 10.
Obi Toppin is the safest pick. He's the safest pick in this draft.
You think he's going to, for sure, just be a solid pro no matter where he ends up at?
Yeah.
Man, it's funny. We've literally heard everything from Diet Amari to
Derek Williams
2.0, and I'm like, man, he's good. He's gonna be in that mold, but I don't know.
My comp is John Collins for him.
John Collins?
Yeah, that's my comp.
If he's John Collins, then you definitely spend a top 10 pick on him, I believe.
You feel me?
Yeah.
You feel me? So I mean, he ain't gonna be great, but he's one of the type of dudes, man. You can plug him in from day one, and he's gonna get it, and he's gonna come out there and be able to produce. It depends on how bad you need this guy to play and contribute.
What position do you think he is in the NBA level?
The 4.
He can't guard
3. He can't play the 3.
No,
he can't play the
3. He's fooled. He got bad hips. That's the thing with him. He got bad hips. He's really stiff.
Yeah, he's stiff. He got good vertical. He can jump, but like as far as just like moving in space, he just don't move well.
He was the best player in college basketball this year, easily.
Yeah, he won the Naismith Award.
Man, I would have really loved to watch him play in the tourney.
Oh my God!
Other bigs, man, I would have really got a better idea of what I'm getting into with him. But
what his game he had against, was it Kansas at Maui?
Yeah,
he lit Kansas up at the Maui Invitational. That's where I kind of started. That was the first time I had really started to see him as a legitimate NBA player. Was that game against Kansas? Like when everything is clicking for Obi Toppin, if you catch him at his best, he can look like the best player in the class.
Right, he'll put it through his legs on the fast break.
He'll do it. East made dunk. He can shoot.
Is his age the only knock that y'all have against him?
Nah, but being 22 is definitely a huge factor.
The hips is the biggest thing. Is him being as stiff as he is. The age, I'm one of those guys. Also, I don't necessarily get deterred by juniors and seniors because I think if you can play, you can play, and if you can contribute and be a high quality player from the jump, I think there is value in that. I think we saw that with a guy like Cam Johnson this year for the Suns. Like he wasn't spectacular, but he was a rotation player for them immediately. And
Tar Heel Nation.
he was a rotation player for them immediately, and I think he's gonna play a long time in the NBA. And so as long as he stays healthy,
you shoot the ball.
Exactly, shoot the ball, man. And so if Obi's shooting translates to
number one, do we believe in that 39% from three?
That's what I was gonna say. If he shoots 39, if he can shoot at that level, at the NBA level, then I'll eat crow about him. But I'm not convinced that that's what he's gonna shoot at the NBA level. Because what did he shoot the year before?
52 on very, very low value.
Yeah, he barely shot it though the year before from three. So,
so what about Jordan Nwora from Louisville?
I like Jordan Nwora. He is. But like I just said, I think he's a more advanced version of Cam Johnson, in my opinion. I think he's a slightly better version of him.
He ain't got that chop like
that. I don't think he shoots as well as Cam does, but I think he has more off the bounce. I think he can do a little bit more on a basketball court than Cam Johnson can.
I don't know if his game translates to the league like that. Cam Johnson got a chop. Cam Johnson's what, 6'7"?
He's 6'9".
Yeah.
and he's probably one of the 10 to 15 best shooters already in the NBA after his rookie season.
Now I wonder what Phoenix will do. I mean, he literally got going at the end of the year, and like, do you keep him in the starting lineup? Like, how do they move forward? Do they use him as a 4? Like, I like the pieces that Phoenix has.
Him, Michael Bridges, and Oubre all seem they all play the same position damn near. I don't know what
3-4 combo.
I don't know what they do going forward. But
I think the Suns regress back to what they've been like from years past. I don't think they're taking that step like a lot of people do. That bubble shit got people fooled.
You don't think Aiden? I think it's all depending on what Aiden is next year for him.
Nah, because it don't matter, bro. He can be 23 and 11 next year. How much does that shit matter? You know how many good bigs are on bad teams?
But I think that matters if you put it next to Devin Booker. If we all think Booker is that guy. All three of us think Booker is that guy.
They need a point guard, bro.
Rubio's solid.
It's cool. But nah.
Rubio can get you to the playoffs with Booker, and if Aiden is really 23 and 11, I think that can get you at least in playoff contention.
Yeah, contention. I think they can be in contention. You know, like if Phoenix get like Kyra Lewis, I think that's really good for them moving forward.
I like Kyra Lewis too. I like him a lot.
But Book has to commit to being there. Like you got to say that you're gonna be here, bro. You can't just like. We can't hear that you're going to leave every offseason.
True.
Yeah.
You feel me? That matters. You know, but I think Kyra Lewis is they need a point guard. They need a point guard who got a chance of being something. Rubio ain't it. Rubio ain't it.
I think Rubio, he's a solid starter. He's a solid starter, but he's not an all-star.
He's a placeholder.
Yeah, a placeholder. He's not a guy who can dominate a playoff series for you or take over a game and help you win anything.
Yeah.
No.
Another guy that we both are high on that we've seen, we touched on him earlier, and he's kind of slipped in draft boards, or he fall in like the middle of the first round or whatever, late first round, some instances, is Tyrese Maxey. Like me and Drew are high on.
Get it, Reese.
We both high on Reese. I think he's a better shooter than what he showed at Kentucky this past season. I don't think he's
we watched it in the pro day. I mean, he literally couldn't miss. And I know he in an empty gym, but you look at his form, that ain't no 29%.
Yeah, I don't think he's a 29% shooter. I think he's better than what he showed at Kentucky this past season.
And I mean, you're getting compared. I mean, we look at Kentucky point guards, and I don't know. He may not be
at Kentucky.
Yeah, like Jamal Murray played the 2 at Kentucky. I think we look at Kentucky guards differently, and we look at guards from everywhere else. I feel like he's definitely like what we were talking about earlier, where a guy will play better in a college. I mean, in an NBA environment rather than the college environment, with the spacing and the athletes and everything. He'll definitely get a bucket better.
I agree. How do you feel about him, Reese, at the next level?
I'm super high on Reese. I think Reese, if you put him in I think the best way to use him is the 6-man role. I think Reese can be Lou Williams for his career.
That's not a bad comp.
I know we were talking about Lou earlier, but like dog, he has great feel. He's not a bad passer. Like, he's a combo guard that's closer to a 2 than a 1, but he's not a bad passer. His finishing ability is crazy. His float package is amazing. And he's a gamer. Like, he lives for the stage. He lives for big games, everything like that. I'm super high on Reese. I like Reese game a lot. People didn't like his consistency while he was at UK. But I mean, man, he was
very up and down.
Yeah, UK is a tough situation that people don't even understand, Like, you're not just when you go from being the man your entire life to being a guy.
Yeah, it's 4 or 5 other 5-star guys there with you.
Exactly. So I mean, he was going in. He had to split time with Ashton Hagans, with Quickly, he done shot up draft boards. I never thought Emmanuel Quickly was an NBA player.
No, I didn't either. He had a crazy year this past season.
Exactly. Even Hero couldn't show everything that he was capable of. Like, if we're talking guards, especially if you're not a point guard, you've never been able to show everything you're capable of at UK.
No, Jamal Murray, the only guy who got a chance to do it, and that's because their team wasn't super talented. It was literally just him and Ulis.
Exactly.
Jamal Murray's only 2 guard off guard that was able to really show his entire game. Because Booker didn't show. Devin Booker did not get to show any of what he pretty much is showing in the NBA.
Yeah.
At Kentucky for the most part.
He was another spot-up shooter.
Yeah, he was basically a spot-up shooter for the most part.
That's another person who people say if they knew he was going to be this, they're a liar. They're a liar.
No, nobody knew Book was a 27-point per game NBA player. Like, nobody knew this. Especially the way he's getting these 27 points. Like, he give it to you from all 3 levels. Off the bounce, catch and shoot, mid-range, post, everything. Like, he don't have a weakness on the offensive end of the floor.
No, not at all. His handle is even okay. His handle is probably the weakest part of his game, but it's good enough.
Exactly.
It's good enough. But no, I think Maxey, man, like, if you put Maxey just somewhere, like, I think he can thrive in Dallas. I think he even be good with it. Y'all talking about the Lakers?
Shit. I would love him on the Lakers.
If only he fall that far.
Hey, that I know, right? Clutch ain't gonna let that happen.
No, right. He not falling to 30.
Nah, but I mean, I think Reese is really good. He's super talented. One of my close friends, Rod Clark, he spent a lot of time. He trained Reese, So I'm more familiar with his game than a lot of dudes. Reese is a hooper, man. He's a hooper. I think he's another guy who's caught in a bad rap through the pandemic and has fallen on people's boards and everything like that. Like, there's no way he should go outside the lottery. No way.
I agree.
Yeah.
No way. But
in this draft.
Nah. I've seen people have him in the 20s and all kind of things, but because his shooting. Everybody's worried about his shooting. He didn't shoot the ball well enough. He shot 29% from the 3?
29% from 3, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, but that's not him, no, man. That's not him. He's a gamer, and he's a 3-level scorer, everything like that. I mean, I'll take him. He shouldn't fall past 10.
I agree. And there's another guy that you got to see in person too. his Houston Hoops time and everything.
Yeah, Houston Hoops, Drive Nation, everything. You know, man, Reese is a hooper, dog. He's a hooper. He's a guy that people think like UK gets at least one or two guys every year that they think like, why is he going there? He ain't good enough to play there. Reese was that guy last year. You know, even when Tyler Hero went, they like, is Tyler Hero good enough?
Yeah, Hero, Shea was one of them. Eulis was another one of them. Yep,
Eulis was 4-star.
Yeah, and 5'9". He was Kyle like big point guards.
You feel me? We got a kid that just signed Bryce Hopkins. We got a kid. They like shit. He good enough? All right, bro. Cal makes mistakes, but he ain't making them like that.
Facts.
You feel me? There's another one where we gonna see the Nolan Hickman kid out of Seattle. We gonna see about him. I don't know if he's good enough for UK, but I mean, it's Cal has showed me enough over time. I'm gonna trust dude.
Yeah, 100%. He's probably a trustworthy guy. In college basketball, to be honest with you.
He surrounds himself with a strong team. You know, college basketball is all about your staff, man. You trust your staff, you trust their eye, you know, because those are the ones out there that's really on the road and who's grinding and getting it.
Facts.
You know, so I mean, we'll see, man. Reese is really good, though. I think he's best used in a 6-man role. But I mean, shit, I'll take Reese over Cole. We being honest.
I think I've come around to being on that train as well. That I think I like Tyrese Maxey's game at the NBA level a little bit more than Cole Anthony's game at this point. If you would have asked me this time last year, it wouldn't have been I would have been completely on the opposite end of the spectrum. But I think that time is just whatever the case may be, whether it was Cole underperforming or whatever. I think I just like Reese's game translating more at the next level than Cole Anthony's.
Now, speaking of surrounding a coach with a good staff, how do you guys feel about, I know we're a little bit off topic, but Kenny Payne, how is that going to affect Cal and everything they got going, him going to the Knicks? Do you think losing a guy like that, you know, kind of like when he lost Rod Strickland, like
I think that Kentucky, I think they're feeling it a little bit already to an extent with their recruiting.
I mean, this, you know, I know we'll get into the 2021 draft a little bit later, but this might feel like the first time Cal has had dominant wings. Like he has like multiple wings that can go get it.
Yeah, Kenny Payne was still on the staff though when they got.
Yeah, but I mean, next year, what are we doing? You know?
Yeah, I don't know.
But you know, I'm going ahead. But as far as you know, guys, I'm high on. I'm definitely high on Maxey. As far as somebody I'm not high on, though, I don't know if you wanted to get into another guy you were high on.
We talked Halliburton and Obi Toppin was the two guys for me. We discussed them
Obi
already.
Was not one of mine.
RJ Obi, I ain't gonna hold you. Y'all tripping with Obi.
Hey, if he prove me wrong, I'm gonna give you your props and I'll eat crow 100%. Everybody about here right here. They know you are high on him. They know me and Drew not high on him. So you'll be able to take your victory lap.
I'm not. This is the thing. I'm not high on Obi though. I know what Obi is. I know. No, every year at the draft, it's gonna be a junior or a senior who have played maybe 3 years of college basketball. They did a prep year in high school. They're just more mature. Yeah. And they ready. They ready for that grind. They ready for what that everyday NBA life is. Right. That's the thing. Like what we were talking about, how a lot of these rookies this year is a wash. Obi Toppin, I expect production out of him. Okay. I expect him to come in the league and play a role on the. I think the Cavs are going to draft him. I think he's going to end up on the Cavs. You know, because they're trying to get Kevin Love out of there. They need to get Kevin Love out of there. That's the best thing for Kevin Love and the organization.
Yeah, he's not on the same timeline as the rest of those guys on that team.
No, one of the most overrated dudes ever. But that's conversation. But yeah, Obi, man, guys like Obi, man, they help you win games.
Yeah,
you know, they help you win games. Maybe they're not gonna be no all-star one day, but shit, he can come in and average 14 and 6. It's a good NBA player, man.
No, for sure. Yeah. It's definitely a good NBA player.
Yeah. Dudes are talking. The thing that's messing it up with Obi is people talking about he should go number 1.
Yeah, that's what I think. That's still stuck in my head was seeing during the college basketball season where people were saying that he could go as high as number 1. And I think that's what still is ingrained in my memory, and why I might not be as high on him as I should be. Is just I can't get past people thinking that he is the best prospect in this class. Like, I just don't see it.
Nah. That's foolishness. But
what do you think about RJ Hampton?
The Mike Miller news just broke that he's an agent now, and RJ's gonna be his first client, which I mean that's been in the works, you know. I need to word this without slandering them. Y'all gonna have to edit this, because I can't, man. I think RJ is a player that has had his stock rise more than anybody during the pandemic. You know, I'm close with a few people who are around him all the time and who have worked him out, and they saying he's shooting the ball at a high clip, which is a big thing for him.
Yeah.
I feel like they need to stop selling him as a point guard. He's not a point guard.
That's the thing I think I wrestle with RJ is what position is he in?
And he doesn't have to play point guard, bro. You know, he's tall enough where he can play off guard.
Yeah, he about 6'4", isn't he?
6'5".
6'5", yeah.
He can play off guard.
6'6". He got some height on him. He got some height on him. You know, he's not the greatest athlete, you know. He wasn't. I think people put less attention on how he performed in the NBL.
LaMelo was there.
Huh?
Because LaMelo was there.
Yeah. But I mean, I don't know, man. I feel like with dudes like RJ, and I feel like it translates to LaMelo too. Intangibles and everybody wants 6'5" or 6'6" point guard.
Yeah,
right.
You know, that shit is cap, man. These dudes don't be point guards. Like, stop it. You might dribble the ball and can pass a little bit, but you're not no point guard.
Yeah, how many elite point guards in the NBA right now that's 6'5" or taller? Elite guys. They all really between 6 foot and 6'3".
Dog, everybody, the thing with SGA, everybody trying to sell SGA as a point guard. He's not I don't think he's a point guard. I don't think he's best utilized as a point guard.
I think how the Thunder used him as a 2 this year is how he needs to be used.
For sure.
Just let him go score. And he can be a secondary ball handler. But exactly. let him be a scorer.
Tyrese Halliburton is another one. 6'5". I think he's best used as a secondary ball handler.
Yeah.
Everybody's not a point guard, dog. Like, stop it. Sean Livingston really got the game twisted.
Yeah.
For real. Everybody thought Sean Livingston was everybody looking for the next Magic Johnson.
Yeah.
This ain't that though, man. Point guard position is hard. You know, IQ, vision, being able to complete the pass, everything like that. Nah, dudes be combos. A lot of these dudes be combos, you know?
Yeah.
I feel like we underestimate how difficult playing point guard is, where we have guys who never play point guard their whole life and they get to the NBA like Giannis. I remember they tried to run him at point.
They tried to turn Giannis into a point guard at one point.
Russell Westbrook.
Yeah.
Like, you've been playing off ball for 20 plus years, and then now they want to make you be a point guard at the highest level.
No, it don't work like that. Everybody not LeBron, a guy who can be a high volume, big wing who can orchestrate offense or everything like that. You can't. It's very few LeBrons, Magic Johnsons, even Ben Simmons. I don't think everybody can be a Ben Simmons. I don't think
niggas don't think he a point guard.
Exactly. So people don't even think Ben is a point guard. So, and he's one of the
LaMelo's a point guard.
You said what?
Y'all think LaMelo's a point guard?
I
don't think he can play off ball. So I think he has to be a point guard.
He one of those guys. I think that if you're gonna get the most out of him, the ball has to be in his hands.
That's a formula for a bad team.
I think LaMelo, the reason I like him more than a guy like RJ Hampton and why I am high on LaMelo, I think that his feel for the game, I don't think there's anybody else in this class who can do some of the things that he does with a ball in his hands.
Yeah. As
far as creation and just being able to find guys. I think he's a great passer. I think his feel for the game is unmatched in his class.
His vision is high level. He's the best. He's the best passer in class.
Yeah, and so
he got such high boom bust.
Yeah, it's like he can go. It can go either way.
I've never ever seen a guy where like I really don't know what he will be. Like he can be. Like I've heard people talk about he can make like a Luka type rookie impact, and then I've heard people go, I don't know if he'll be able to defend. Will he be engaged on the defensive
Anybody
end?
Who say
like,
he's gonna be a Luka type impact as a rookie is insane.
I mean, did we think Luka was going to have that type of impact as a rookie?
I didn't know if Luka was gonna be a 20-point per game guy, but Luka was better at the same age than LaMelo is. So.
If LaMelo Ball goes to the Charlotte Hornets, he's done.
Yeah, he's done. He's done.
He's done from day one. He's done.
Done.
Yeah,
he's done. I agree.
And that's probably where he's gonna go.
Where the Hornets picking? 2?
3?
3.
I think Golden State is going to move out that number 2 spot, and whoever moves up are going to
Minnesota trying to trade out of number 1. What do you think about
saying? That's what they saying, man. That's what.
How do you feel about this? These reports that have come out today about they're going to take LaMelo number 1 if they keep the pick.
LaMelo Ball is not going number 1. LeVar Ball made sure of that. Nobody's gonna take no Ball kid number 1, man.
You think that's the main thing holding him back from being number 1?
1,000%. Dog, LaMelo Ball has the craziest path to the NBA that I have ever seen in my life.
Yeah, the fact that he's even still going to end up being a top 3 pick is insane to think about. When you think of
LaMelo was never even a top 5 ranked kid in his class in high school.
No,
he was always in that 15
that 10 to 15 range.
He was never that, but I mean, he hit the growth spurt later. You know, that's the thing that got everybody intrigued, how tall he is.
Yeah, he taller than Lonzo.
Dog, you know how long I've been hearing that kid is 6'8"?
I don't think he's 6'8", but I think he's legit 6'6" and a half.
I think he's 6'7".
He might even be 6'7". I don't think he's 6'8".
You know what I'm saying? Nobody knows how tall he is.
We saw him last summer at the Drew League, and I know the Drew League is not – you cannot like use that as a gauge for what a guy is going to be or not going to be. But I will say this. When we saw him play, every time we saw him play, and it's NBA players that come on. The only guard that played there that last summer when I saw him live that I thought was better than him was when Trae Young came to play. Like LaMelo was Trae Young was insane there, but LaMelo at 18, he was the youngest. He was one of the youngest guys playing in the league. I think Josh Christopher was probably the youngest guy.
I was going to ask y'all about him too because he went Stewie out there. Yeah,
we saw him score 40 points in the playoff. We saw that.
I bet y'all wouldn't take him with no lottery pick.
You know what?
We can go ahead and start talking about the 2021 class.
Yeah, I'm glad. I want to get into 2021.
Like before we transition to it, I just want to get this last point off about LaMelo is that I might have fallen victim. I might be guilty of this or just falling in love with what I saw in that setting. But I just don't think I think he just has that it factor. And
who cares? Who cares about that? It sells tickets. It don't win games.
The it factor, I think he has the it factor, and I think his feel is unparalleled in this class. I think his feel and passing ability. If he can shoot at the NBA level, if he can really shoot the ball,
I think he can. That's me. I don't think he can.
I think if he can really shoot the ball at the NBA level, if he's a better shooter than Lonzo is at the NBA level, I think he can be a legit all-star. I think he can be.
When? In the West?
It depends on where you go. I'm gonna be honest, bro. If he's 6'6" and a half with that type of feel and passing ability, and he can legitimately score, I don't think it matters what conference he's in. But I've also acknowledged I think he has high bust potential as well.
Yeah, high boom, high bust. I've never ever seen anything like it.
Tell me this: is his boom or bust potential greater than Trae Young's? Because people talked about Trae Young the same way.
I really wish that I would have got to see LaMelo play in college.
Yeah. I feel like with LaMelo, man,
it would have been just like Anthony Edwards. It would have been the same shit.
Inefficient.
That nigga would have went to UCLA. They would have been whack as hell. He would have played bad basketball, shot hella bad shots, but he'll give you 3, 4, 5 amazing games where you're like, damn.
Yeah.
He's that good.
I think the biggest drawback with Trae was just the fact that he was only 6'1".
Yeah.
I think that was the thing that scared everybody the most about him. And in hindsight, people were really unfair to Trey because, like we said, most of these guys are only about 6'1", to be honest with you, 6'1", 6'2" anyway.
Niggas do not be that tall, bro.
No, Kyrie Irving, Damian Lillard, these guys. John Wall is on the big side with 6'4", but most of these guys really be 6'1", 6'2". Chris Paul only about 5'11", 6 feet. Trey, I think a lot of people are just unfair to Trey in hindsight, and I think that Trey is going to be. Well, Trey is already an all-star. His second year in the league. I can all-star starter, second year in the league. I can see. Shout out Mocan. I can see. I can see LaMelo. I don't like projecting guys to be that level of a guy because I don't even know. Did you even see Trey being what he is already this fast at the NBA level? I know you knew he could be good. You coached him. You saw him every day. You knew he could be good. Did you think that he could be what he is already?
We gonna talk. All right, we gonna talk now. All right, listen. I didn't see Trey doing 1 year in college. I'll keep it a buck with you.
Okay, you honest. All right.
I didn't see it happen. But once I saw what he's doing in college, I said, hey, nigga, I'll take this nigga number one. Me. Bro, he was going federal, and it didn't. He was throwing coverages at him in college that they was throwing to James Harden in the league, bro.
Yeah, 2-man. As soon as he crossed half court, trap him out top.
You feel me?
Yeah.
So I'm like, once I knew, I was listening to a podcast today, bro. They said it was 5 players in that draft that everybody knew was like it was 5. It was like Bagley, Luka, Jaren Jackson Jr.,
Aiden,
and Aiden. I said, bro, that's cap. Niggas was not fucking with Trey like that, bro.
Nobody had no. I remember right now we were watching The Jump, and I think I want to say, was it Amin El Hassan? Somebody was clowning when they were saying like Trae Young could have been like the number 1 pick back when the draft was going on. They thought that him getting drafted in the top 5 was a recipe for you to get fired as a GM.
Yeah,
like people were anybody who comes now and says that they knew that Trey was going to be this is a liar.
Like, I just know I used to argue with niggas because everybody, bro. First off, the hood loved Trayvon Duval.
Facts.
People used to argue with me so much about him and Trey. I said, bro, he's not better than Trey, fam. This is no bias. And this is the thing, bro. When we talk about Mocan guys, like everybody think I'm just gonna always choose a Mocan guy. No, nigga. I'm gonna keep it a buck with you about this hoop shit. Trey's like that.
No, what him and Michael Porter did that last year for y'all on the circuit, unparalleled.
I still argue with y'all St. Louis cats about Mike and Jason Tatum today. To this day,
but you know, I've always said, like, well, you didn't know me back then, but I've always thought if Michael Porter back then didn't have the injuries that he did, I thought he had a higher ceiling than Jason Tatum did.
Easy. Michael Porter Jr., the best high school player I've seen in the last 5 years, bro.
Like he was that crazy.
Easy.
And so
a bucket.
Yes, and so to like bring this all back to where it was, I can't say that I could see LaMelo being Trey because I didn't see Trey being Trey this fast. And then for what did Trey? He averaged damn near 30 and 10 this year as a second year guy, bro. Like
39. 29.
I can't say that I could see LaMelo being 29 and 9 at the NBA level.
Can't shoot. How you getting that if you can't shoot?
If his jumper, I don't think he's as good a shooter. I don't think even if he can shoot, I don't think he's Trae Young as a shooter. But if LaMelo can be a 36% guy from 3, if he can be 36% from 3, I think LaMelo can have some 22 and 10 seasons.
I mean,
and that's an all-star.
Shit.
22 and 10 get you to the all-star game easily.
Yeah, maybe it don't. Nigga, hey, if you in that West, you can be going fed and you won't sniff the all-star game.
Yeah.
But I don't think LaMelo is a guy who's gonna be an all-star within his first 2 to 3 years. I don't see that with him. I think it'll probably be like 4th year by the time he's 20. And we gotta remember, Melo is young too. I think isn't he the youngest player in his class?
Yep. He just turned
18. He is young.
He's young. So when I say 3-4,
Pat Williams the youngest nigga in the draft, but
Pat Williams.
Well, no, he just turned 19.
Yeah, but Melo's still only 19.
Yeah,
and so like And so when I say 3-4 years from now, that's when he's 22, 23 years old. I think that
that's what me off about LaMelo too, though, bro. He childish. That nigga plays basketball in a childish ass way.
He definitely need a coach where they gonna put like definitive structure around him.
I think he can coach.
I think he can be coached.
Yeah, I mean, he need a coach that'll hold him accountable.
If he had Lonzo's temperament with his ability, or see the thing, I don't even want to have Lonzo's temperament because Lonzo not no. I think Melo can be a legit killer. I don't see a killer in Lonzo, and so, but Lonzo is more docile. He more like he can be like coached a little bit more. I think you can iron out whatever it was in Lonzo. Lonzo didn't have this same type of wild type of game that LaMelo has.
Wild as hell.
But I think LaMelo, I think that's what make him special. What could make him special anyway is that the unpredictability. Like he like a rapper who only freestyle, bro. Like he don't write nothing. Like he just freestyle. Like so,
you gonna get good verses.
He gonna either be great or he gonna be like he could be Lil Wayne. He could be like yo,
stop
he
it.
crazy.
Bro, stop.
He could be like Wayne, bro. Like freestyle and just go crazy for a long time, but then when he fall off, if it's bad, it's bad. Like when it's bad, it's bad.
That's what I think. I think his bad nights are gonna be fucking horrible, bro.
Like it's bad is bad, but like
air balls, turnovers, like niggas sit down.
Playing D. I definitely feel you.
So
I don't know. This is the thing about me, bro. Like LaMelo Wave, a lot of people who love LaMelo have loved him since he was a high school nigga, sophomore. When he gave who did he give 90 to?
Some random run of middle school like I work out. I didn't like Melo back then. I'm gonna be honest with you.
I wasn't high on him.
I wasn't high on him till
when? Tell me when y'all started liking him.
What was the high school? When he came back to the United States, he went to Spire. I started to like come around a little bit, and then
it was fake.
But listen, bro, I think you got to see him in person now, bro. Like you kind of got to see it. Like
I've never seen him in person. I keep
that's the thing. Like that's the thing. Like real talk, Reese. Like,
bro, the feel. I've never ever seen somebody with. He literally got the ball on the string.
It's crazy.
Stop
it. No, like Reese.
And it ain't like he's shifty. Like he legit. The ball feels like an extension.
That's my biggest worry
of his hand
at the NBA level. He stands too straight up. He played too upright.
He been 5'10" his whole life, and then he shot up.
He played too upright at 6'6". I think that if he gonna play that upright at 6'6", there's no way he can play point guard. I think he gonna have to.
He's not a point. He's not a point, bro. We need to get that going. He's not a point guard. He's not no point guard, bro.
You said who not a point guard?
LaMelo's not a point guard, bro.
No, I don't think
he play point guard in the L. Niggas are going to be taking the pill from him. Let me get that off. I need that. Patrick Beverly will give that nigga hell.
He gave his brother hell. Lonzo had the same issue, but I think Melo is way better off the bounce than Lonzo. They both play too upright for me, but I think Melo just way more creative and crafty. I think Lonzo don't have nothing in his. He don't have a bag at all. Nothing, no combinations, nothing off the bounce.
Melo got a bag?
I think Melo a little bit crafty. Melo know how to use his body to keep guys off him better than Lonzo did, in my opinion, from what I've seen.
Bro, LaMelo, even though he's not strong, he is like an acrobat at the rim too. Yeah, like his length and everything. I think he won't have the issue that Lonzo
don't finish well. Yeah, y'all think he finishes well?
I don't think.
He doesn't finish well. He'll
say that nigga be tricking shit.
Or he'll smoke a layup. He'll definitely smoke a layup.
But that floater is crazy though. I will say
his flow package is up there.
His floater crazy.
He can get crafty around the rim for sure.
Like
if him and RJ Hampton, who's gonna have the better career?
Melo
by far.
I think Melo easily. You think Melo is DOA in Charlotte? I think RJ Hampton DOA wherever he go. I think he dead on arrival wherever it is for RJ. To be honest with you, I don't think RJ. I just don't see it. I don't see it with RJ. Like I think Melo in Charlotte, worst case scenario for him. But I think that Like, I don't even know where I would want to see him at. Like, people, I know LeVar want him in the Knicks. I know he want him in New York badly.
He's cooked there. He's cooked.
I was gonna say, I don't think the Knicks is a good spot.
Cooked in New York, man.
But imagine an RJ and LaMelo backcourt.
Yeah, RJ Barrett, LaMelo Ball.
Man.
That's 20 wins. That's 20 wins.
20, maybe 17.
Bro, and then throw in Kevin Knox, man.
Yeah.
Like, bro.
It's too many kids on the team.
They'll have that nigga in China.
I honestly think the best case scenario is to have him in China. The best case scenario for Melo, honestly, is getting drafted by the Warriors probably at number 2.
Why?
Just because you worry about coaching and everything. I think that Melo, that is the one place where I think you can actually not act. You can actually, but I think that's one of the places where coaching and having stability at both guard positions already ahead of him, he's just
come off the bench. LaMelo Ball does not know how to operate coming off the bench.
So you just don't think that you just don't think his mentality period is built for the NBA right now.
Bro, we've watched this nigga. Look, bro. We watched him on WWE tweaking.
Yo, yeah. He was wilding on WWE.
You feel me? Like, he's not the kid that you're gonna put into a position like a San Antonio Spurs or something and grow into a better player. That nigga wants to hoop. Give me the ball. Let me rock. That's every position he's ever been in his life. That has been it, bro. He played behind his brothers. That was it. Once Lonzo was gone, all right, I'm the nigga now.
Oh, once Lonzo, his sophomore year, he became the guy. It was only he was still the guy with LiAngelo there.
Yeah,
LiAngelo was a senior.
He led the state in scoring.
He led him in scoring, but that was still Melo's team.
Exactly. So, nigga, his daddy made a whole league off that nigga, bro. People are disregarding a lot of things about LaMelo, bro. Yeah. It was a lot of bullshit attached to that kid, man. That's what I don't trust that he knows how to play basketball like that. In the NBA, you need to know how to play basketball.
So you think he's a guy that you definitely aren't high on?
No. I've never been. Some of my closest friends be like, "Hey, bro, LaMelo the nigga." Like, we'll see.
Yeah, I didn't come around on LaMelo till 2018.
What is his NBA skill? What is translated for him? I think passing.
And the field. The passing. I think the passing is the. I think right now, like no lie, Reese. I'm gonna ask you this right now since we on here. You think he by far the best passer in the class?
Yes.
Is there anybody who does anything in the class as good as he does passing the ball? Like if we think passing is far away his best skill set, do you think there's a guy who's a shooter that's equal level shooter as he is a passer or scorer or anything like that? Do you think there's anybody in the class?
Hold on.
I'm saying so. If his one skill set is far and away the best out of anybody else in the class, best skill set, that got to wait for that. Got to come.
All that means, nigga, you Ricky Rubio.
Yeah, that's true.
What that mean?
Bro, what are the odds? But all three of them brothers, man, they all got a weird shot.
Yeah, the crazy thing, LiAngelo probably got the most normal one.
And no, LiAngelo got chopped. He just stinks.
Yeah, he a fat shooting guard, but yeah, man. LaMelo, he polarizing, and clearly that shows with this conversation. But like, let's do it.
I'm gonna tell y'all a nigga that's probably gonna end up better than that nigga, bro, and people not even thinking about it. Tyrell Terry from Stanford.
A lot of people. I've been hearing his name a lot, man. Tyrell Terry.
He's like that. I think he will have a better NBA career than LaMelo. If LaMelo goes to Charlotte, bro, he's done. We ain't even got to talk about this man no more.
He's cooked.
Bring him up again if he goes to Charlotte, bro. He's done. He's going to be out there. He's making him
and Devontae Graham.
Yeah, like how is he getting the ball out of Terry Rozier and Devontae Graham hands in Charlotte?
Well, Devontae Graham going to be a free agent.
Shout out DG.
Yeah, like I just don't see how he get the ball out of Terry Rozier's hands.
That's somebody I missed on.
Rozier?
Yeah, I like Rozier. I did. Not now. Another nigga. These niggas be two guards, man.
That's a fact. Rozier played two at Kentucky. I mean, not Kentucky, Louisville, didn't he?
He playing the two now.
Yeah, he playing the two now for sure. Him and DG, they both two guards. They like shit. You want to bring it up? Who want to bring this motherfucker up? Shit.
That's a fact.
You know.
Yeah, man. So yeah, this LaMelo. It's clear you're not high on him. I'm high on him. I think that's behind. And man, I agree is the best guy in the class. I got Melo number 2. I'm really high on Melo. I got Melo 2.
I probably agree with you because I'm not in love with any other player in the draft, but
yeah, I think I'm in love with the player.
And Edwards is probably the most bulletproof, I would think.
Yeah.
Question.
What's up?
It's just y'all should be asking me. I don't know how y'all feel about. Y'all know Jamias Ramsey from Texas Tech.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
What y'all think about him? I think that's one of the 5 best players from this draft.
You was talking about 3-and-D guys. I think he's a guy who I think he could be a little bit more than a 3-and-D guy, to be honest with you. I think that
for sure.
I think he can be more than a 3-and-D guy. I think, and you were talking about safe picks. I think he's a safe pick.
He's market smart with better options.
That's exactly who I think he is. I think that's a great comp. I think he is smarter, Marcus Smart, or he don't make the Marcus Smart still do some questionable stuff on the court for me. I don't think Jameis Ramsey is going to be doing questionable things like that. I just like his game. I think he's an athlete. I like his athleticism. I like how strong he is. I think he can play. Yeah, I'm actually high on Jameis Ramsey, to be honest with you.
I'm
high on him too. I mean, I worry about guards that can't shoot 70% from the free throw line, but I mean,
free throw shit is disgusting.
Yeah,
but he shot 43 from the 3, so
right.
Put more stock in.
Yeah,
bro, facts.
Yeah, I mean, you shooting 43, but you can't shoot 70%.
I'm gonna put more stock in the 3-point shooting.
Yeah.
Because it's guys in NBA level who can shoot from 3 and can't and be questionable free throw shooters for whatever reason.
Yeah,
like for whatever reason. If he was terrible from free throw line and from 3, I would definitely be worried. But the free throw thing and the 3, if he's shooting that good from 3 and that subpar from free throw line, that kind of just speaks to a lack of focus.
Yeah, it ain't like he ain't shooting 3, so he's shooting over 5 a game.
Yeah, this is a lack of focus at the free throw.
I got a question. When did niggas start caring about free throw shooting so much?
I mean, if you a guard and you're gonna have a ball in your hand at the end of the game, I feel like you got to be able to knock down free throws. I mean, with Lonzo, we found him like not even playable because he can't go to the rim and he doesn't want to get fouled at the end of the game because he can't knock down free throws. So like, I feel like with a guard, you definitely want to be able to at least knock down 75%.
Yeah, I want a guy who handle the ball.
The game.
You said what?
You taking Ben Simmons out the game then?
No.
Nah.
Ben Simmons, he one of those guys that's like an exception to the rule.
Yeah.
Like LeBron.
Exactly. Like LeBron. LeBron's an exception to the rule.
He can have the ball at the end of the game too. He ain't shooting 75.
Like those guys are exceptions. Like, if a guy is gonna have the ball in his hands at the end of the game, I would prefer if you're getting fouled to be able to make at least 77% of your free throws.
But that's high as a motherfucker.
Then you see Kyrie,
75.
You see Kyrie, you see Harden, you see Lillard, KD, Steph, these type of guys. LeBron and Ben Simmons really the outliers out of like the elite guards and ball hands. Trae Young shooting 85% from 3. From free throw line, not from 3. From free throw line, he'd be the greatest player ever.
He shoot 85 from the 3 is crazy.
Exactly, he shoot 85 from free throw line. So I want guys, if you're gonna be handling the ball late in the game, like to be able to shoot from the free throw line. Like you see PG, Kawhi Leonard, these type of guys, they shooting in the 80s.
AD.
Yeah, Anthony Davis.
AD don't miss them bitches.
He don't miss free throws.
Yeah, if you a big,
so like I said, James Harden as well. But let's get back to the 2021 draft talk. Let's before we wrap this up, I want to get Reese's opinion on 2021. We've all been told that the 2020 class is not super strong. We've been told we were told before the draft in 2019 that class was a 3-player class. I didn't agree with that. And I think
that Blair wasn't first nor second team, nigga.
Exactly.
Right.
And so I think that the 2019 class is actually going to be really good as time goes on. It's yet to be seen with 2020 class. I think it's going to be a class full of guys who play in NBA for a long time. There just might not be a superstar or anything like that. How do you feel about 2021?
Hold on. I got a question for y'all before we get to 2021. Give me y'all top 10 best players that y'all think gonna be from this draft. Top 10.
Pull up his big board.
Hold on, let me go back to it.
I think that for sure, if I had to name 10, I'm gonna go with Ant Edwards. This is not an order. Ant Edwards, LaMelo, Killian Hayes.
Hold on. Y'all think Ant-Man is gonna be better than LaMelo?
I think Ant-Man gonna be the best player from this class.
I do too.
Okay, we talked.
But this wasn't in order though. But I think Ant-Man gonna be the best player in this class. Ant-Man, LaMelo, Killian Hayes, Tyrese Maxey. Who else? Let me look at this. I'm high on Pat Will. I like Pat Williams a lot. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Let's get the Wiseman slander going.
Wiseman is gonna be. I think Wiseman. If I had to pick 10 guys, I think Wiseman would be one of the 10.
I feel like I'm higher on Wiseman than everybody else.
Like, I'm just worried about bigs who.
Bro, I don't like the motor either, but I really feel like if he gets to the right team,
I feel you.
He can like be really, really, really good. Like
that nigga's gonna be Hassan Whiteside.
Man,
Hassan Whiteside is he'd be a top 10 player in this class probably.
Man,
we don't know yet because they haven't played, but
Hassan Whiteside is a bad NBA big, bro. He's a bad NBA big.
Whiteside, I can't say Whiteside made over $100 million in NBA though.
So
I don't think Whiteside is as good at basketball as Wiseman. And Wiseman ain't like.
I agree. I think Wiseman is a better basketball player than Hassan Whiteside is.
I feel like Wiseman is an idiot like him too.
You said what, Reese?
Wiseman is a better basketball player based off what?
I just think he had a better feel for the game.
Yeah, like he knows what he's doing with Whiteside. I feel like he legit is out there bullshitting around trying to go. All right, let me try to get 5 blocks tonight, and like he'll be out of position.
I think Vernon Carey murdered this man at Peach Jam.
Yeah, I know you. Vernon Carey, he dominated him. I know.
Nobody's gonna take Vernon Carey in the first round,
which is crazy because he was top 5 kid in that class.
And he went to the Brotherhood
and dominated. He had a strong freshman season.
Yeah. I don't know. I feel like when it comes to rankings, like we just never know. It's like Romeo Langford was like a top 5 kid in America, but like we knew
Quentin Grimes. Oh my God.
Oh man, that's one of the biggest misses in recent memory.
Yeah, like we always catching guy that will be top in the country, top guy, top whatever in the country, and we just we know when it comes to getting to the NBA.
But I didn't think Grimes was gonna be as big of a bust as he was at Kansas.
Is Quentin Grimes gonna make it to the NBA?
This year, Houston going to determine all of that. He was solid last year for Houston. Whatever he do this year is going to determine if he gets to the league or not.
I'm saying, period. Do you think he will make it into the NBA?
Do I think he'll make it in the league?
He'll get a shot.
I think he'll get a shot.
He'll get a shot. He'll get invited to a camp.
Does he stick?
A shot ain't shit.
I think does he stick is the question.
I don't need a damn thing, nigga.
His shot. Yeah. I mean, him sticking is going to be. I need to see what he does this year at Houston.
Yeah. No, I agree.
The thing that's gonna hurt him though is that Caleb Mills the best player at that school already.
Easy.
By far. Caleb Mills gonna play
now. Cam, you pod now, nigga. Caleb Mills is like that.
Caleb Mills is an NBA player for sure. I think he a first round pick next year in 2021. I think if he averaged 14 as a freshman. If he come back this year and average like 17 and shoot the ball well, and he got good size.
Yeah, he's 6'5" guard.
Exactly, he got good size. I think Caleb Mills a pro, and so that hurts Quentin Grimes. They play the same position, and it's already a kid there that's better than you. And is he better than DeJon Jarreau at Houston already?
No, he's not better than Nate Hinton either. Nate Hinton is going to get drafted this year, I think. Nate Hinton is a late second-round pick.
And so there you go. So you got guys at the school already who like legit. Like
y'all gave me 3 people.
Who we run through?
No, I said Ant-Man, LaMelo. I said Killian Hayes. I said Tyrese Maxey. I said James Wiseman. I said Pat Williams.
You don't think Big O can be a top 10 player?
No, I'm not high on Big O.
All right,
I'm not high on Big O. So what's that? That's 7 guys. But Drew, if Drew think Big O is, then we can throw him in at 10. That we got 8. You can go ahead and name. How many guys do you agree with that I named already?
I'd probably go with all of them. I mean, did you name Okoro?
I was gonna name him next. So we got Okoro.
I'd probably put him in
Big
there.
O, that's 9.
Easy. Why is Isaac Okoro not higher?
And these are not in order. These are just guys. And I would say I would even.
You know what? We can put Obi in.
I was
there.
just about to say Obi. I was gonna say I'll go.
Like I can't name 10 guys better than Obi. I just don't think
y'all was hating on that old ass dude.
Man, 22.
It's not even the age. Ain't even think. It's just I still can't get past. Like I said, it's the fact people was trying to sell me on him being the best guy in his class is what's my hurdle with him. But I think Kyra's gonna be really good. I think Kyra's gonna be a really good pro. Kyra Lewis. Mm-hmm. We talked about Ramsey. I think Ramsey's gonna be really good. I'm not selling my Cole Anthony stock just yet, bro. I know what I saw in 2018, and I just can't get that on my head yet.
All right,
I gotta see him fail before I can be like, all right, yeah, he's not gonna be good.
What we gonna do when we come back in a year? And Denny
from Israel,
he the best player in the draft.
Hey, you put Denny in that motherfucker. Y'all crazy. That nigga Gordon Hayward reincarnated, bro.
If he Gordon Hayward reincarnated, he'll be a top 10 player in his class. Man.
For real,
easy. Then he's really good. He's really good, bro.
I mean, Golden State done brought him in for multiple workouts. Like a lot of teams picking in that top 3. Really, really, all the scouts love dudes. So maybe I gotta watch him play more. I haven't watched him play a full game, obviously.
He's a player. He's a player.
He's nice.
He's Gordon Hayward, Bogdanovich. He's that.
Which Bogdanovich?
The good one from Sacramento.
We were talking about him earlier. I love him. I love that Bogdanovich. I love him. And so yeah, he really like that. If Dingy is him, that's a top 10 player in this class. So yeah, man, those probably my 10. But 2021.
Let's just go over a few of them.
What do you feel about the 2021 class compared to this class?
It's way better. Way better. It's stars. I
agree. I think it's stars in that class.
Multiple stars.
First off, Cade Cunningham is in that class.
Do you think he's a 1 at the NBA level?
No.
Okay. I was just wondering because you were talking about these big 6'7", 6'8" guys.
No.
He probably 6'6", 6'7", but like
bro, they say he's 6'8", like LaMelo, and I'm like, man,
I don't know if he's 6'8".
Cade is better than LaMelo, easy.
I won't argue that.
I won't argue that. He's definitely a less flawed prospect for sure.
Why, bro? Cade, I've watched Cade. Man, look, man. When it comes to dominating, I care about dominating. Like, nigga, what you doing against these other niggas that's supposed to be as good as you?
Facts.
Yeah.
You feel me? LaMelo got, man, I don't know, man. That LaMelo shit just weird with me. Everything what he played in, that Triple B league.
I thought I wasn't high on him when he played in Triple B.
Yeah, I ain't talking about
that. Was some of the worst shit I've ever seen. I know kids who was playing in that league. That league was fucking terrible. Terrible.
Like I don't
paid.
Yeah, they wasn't getting paid everything. Even when it was over with, they was still looking for paychecks and everything.
Man, I know it was niggas coming out of high school like, fuck it, I ain't going to college. I'm finna play in the Triple B league. Said, nigga, are you dumb?
Yeah, some of them was dumb for real because now they got no chance. They can't play college and no path to the league.
Can't do nothing now. Can't do nothing, bro.
Can't do nothing. So,
K, I think Jalen Johnson might be one of the best out there.
We both like Jalen Johnson too. We like Jalen Johnson a lot.
Yeah.
How do you feel about Drew touched on it earlier about this? Like the first time Cal's really had not just one wing, two wings who can really get to it the way
BJ
Boston
and Terrence Clark
can. How you feel about both of them?
T. Clark special, bro.
I like
that's my favorite player next year. And
I swear to God, I watched. We played them in Atlanta the first session last year. We played them. I watched the game. It was me, Trey, my boy Rod, and Trey Mans. We watched him. Dog, I knew he was a pro just dribbling the ball. He ain't do shit. This warm up before the game started. He snapped the ball because T. Clark 6'5".
Yeah.
You feel me? He just in a warm up. Boom, boom. And the nigga, the follow through, hey, T. Clark is like that, bro.
I think that his jumper, people worry about his percentages and everything. Shout out Ken. Ken, one of the main guys who worry about his percent from three. Clark
can't be listening too much, man. Hey, what's your eyes tell you?
Exactly. His form, form looked good on his jumper. I think that his jumper is going to be better than what the percentages say right now as he gets older and more reps. Because I think his form is really good on his shot. It come out his hands well. Exactly. Damn near textbook.
Man, I know we talking about LaMelo earlier. We talked about him with the feel.
Yeah.
Clark,
no,
the feel, I've never ever seen a 18-year-old with a feel like Terrence Clark.
Shooting guard too, bro. Like he a two. Like
hey, that's one. That's one too. Like I swear to God, bro. This is why I can only listen to certain people about basketball. I'm like, bro, have you seen this nigga? Have you pulled up to a game and seen this nigga?
Like, I don't see how he ranked in. Like, I don't understand why he's not in a consensus top 5 kid in this class. Like,
I mean, that might just go into how loaded.
No, but they hold. I think they holding him. I think he been getting hold in rankings, bro.
He is the same thing. He get bad reviews like Cole, bro.
Yeah, he get bad. He get bad.
He's a bad. They say he's a. As a kid, his mentality is off. He's a bad teammate. Whoopty whoop, all this other shit. Me personally, if you nice, bro. Facts. I don't care about all that extra shit. Kevin Porter Jr., I've heard the worst things in the world about him.
That's what I'm saying. Like, you gotta be like that type for real to where I can even think about it. Like, I ain't even heard. We ain't heard the stuff that we heard about Kevin Porter Jr. that we ain't heard nothing like that compared to Terrence Clark.
Right.
Like on his name, we ain't heard nothing like that. So
I kind of have.
Well, I haven't heard anything like that. But even still,
doesn't matter. He's like Jalen Johnson, bro. Jalen Johnson got kicked out of IMG.
Yeah, he had some issues at IMG,
and now gonna be
like that. Don't care.
That don't faze me.
Don't care. I don't care. These niggas smoke weed, man. Look, it's whatever.
Facts. Like I don't look at them. Like they issues, like a kid like Dior Johnson, that's a kid where I'm these some red flags. Like you at your 7th high school already. That's a problem. That's a problem for me.
And we ain't just talking about and we ain't just talking about going to like any other school. Like he going to IMG. I mean,
Oak Hill. Like, he done went everywhere. Like he done been to the prep schools. He at Centennial now. He done played at Mayfair. Like you all over the place. Like that's alarming to me. The Jalen Johnson, you getting put on IMG, that's a blip. But it's like that ain't no killer for me.
Right.
Dior can't go play college basketball, bro.
No, he can't play college basketball.
He can't. He's not gonna be eligible for that shit. Your transcript is that shit ain't adding up to nothing.
No, it's all over the place. It's all over the place.
Right.
Jay Green.
I've been high on Jalen Green. I've always been high on him. And I think he showed me exactly what I need to see them last 2 games at Peach Jam.
Nigga, when they played us.
Yes, when they played y'all, and when he beat Boo Williams, and then when not beat y'all, he didn't beat y'all, but when y'all went to overtime,
he beat us.
But the way he took over that game though was crazy.
Yeah. Nah, Jay Green is super talented. I'm interested to see how this G League thing works, bro. I've heard a lot of things about how it's going right now, but I'm very interested to see how kids keep going into it. If you want to go into it,
Yeah. I feel like with Green, the big thing with him all year, if he's not gonna be playing like game setting like NCAA, because I know they playing like games all year, they getting runs and all that. But if you're not gonna be playing in a college setting, I really want him to focus on two things: his handle, number one.
Yeah, I think his handle.
If you work on his handle and like basically like his combination, like creating, like shot creation, he's already gonna come in day one. He's gonna be like an elite NBA level athlete from day one.
Yeah,
he can jump out the gym no matter what already. But if he works on his handle this year, he'll be ready day one next year come NBA.
Is he a better prospect than LaMelo?
100%, 1,000%, 1,000%.
Why?
Because I think the main things you touched on, I think LaMelo is too volatile, bro. Like we just even I'm in love with what I think LaMelo can be.
What he can be,
but what he can't.
Everybody's in love with. Everybody's in love with what he can be. Like I was telling y'all before, bro. NBA works so much off potential.
Yeah.
James Wiseman, it's the same thing. What James Wiseman can be, everybody loves it. What he is, everybody like,
Facts.
Yeah, no, that's facts.
But I think Jalen Green, and I think what you touched on as well, who you dominating against the best guys. Like I saw Jalen Green not even like last summer dominate against the best guy. Like so he was the best player on the floor against y'all and the best player on the floor against Boo Williams.
Best player on the floor against us?
He
might have been.
He was the best player.
Yeah,
what's the big y'all had? His name eluded.
And Folly Dante.
And Folly Dante gave him. He was right there. He was right there. He was the reason y'all won. To be honest with you, like he just.
For sure. They didn't have pigs. They had
the kid from modern day. Whatever. He just wasn't there.
Willem. He going to Nebraska.
Yeah. He ain't have nothing for him. So.
Hey, Drew. Jay Green a better prospect than T. Clark?
That's tough.
I like Clark more, but I like Green a lot. I like Clark.
What about BJ Boston?
I like Clark more. We were having that conversation actually, and I was like, man, BJ or Clark, and I think BJ will be better at Kentucky, but I think Clark will be a better NBA prospect.
I love all three of them, but I think I'm with Drew. I think Clark might be the best NBA
man. That wiggle, bro. He can get to the chicken real, man.
Early.
I can't wait to watch him play at Kentucky.
BJ, I don't want to watch him at Kentucky though. I'm scared that he the type of guy who game don't fit college.
No, BJ definitely fit better because he's a better shooter.
I think because I hate college basketball rules, bro. I just hate the rules and how easy it is to neutralize talent in college.
Fucking defense, niggas be playing pack line defense.
Exactly. Yeah. Like I hate that. Like
hella help.
Exactly.
Everywhere you want to go, you want to go around this nigga to the right.
Oh, exactly.
You got a man right there.
Exactly.
Go out to the left. Oh, we helping we stunting in the middle. Everything.
Exactly. Yeah. And that's why I think Drew hit the nail on the head with. I think BJ Boston could be a better college player than Clark, but I think Clark is the guy. But I will give Boston credit for this. Boston came all the way out to California as a senior and took the state over.
And cooked it up.
Went crazy.
Cooked it up.
Went crazy. And he was on the team. Before the season started, everybody thought Zaire Williams was the guy on Sierra Canyon. He took the team over.
Hold on. Don't ever get this fucked up. BJ's not better than him, bro.
I don't think BJ better than Zaire Williams. But
BJ is not better than that kid.
On Sierra Canyon, he was the guy on Sierra Canyon.
But do you think that happens if Zaire can start
if Zaire played the whole season? I don't think that happens. If he played from day one, I don't think that happens.
Zaire's like that.
I agree. I think Zaire like that. He another guy that dominated.
Fuck it, nigga. I'm finna get it in.
He dominated on the EYBL.
Yeah.
First year playing on the circuit, step right in. It was first year playing on the circuit, step right in.
He cooked us.
First session.
Niggas, but he cooked us, bro.
He showed up first session. Had never played EYBL and was averaging 28.
Yeah.
Jay Green was like that too. Jay Green didn't play EYBL either.
No, he was with Adidas at first.
Yeah.
Jay Green showed up. Like I think Zaire was another guy in that class next year. That 2021 class got guys.
Loaded with wings, guards, everything.
You want me to tell y'all who's gonna be the nigga? He's gonna end up being a top 10 pick. Keon Johnson from Tennessee.
I agree. I like Keon Johnson a lot.
Hey,
He a crazy athlete, but he can play. He can play though.
Facts. He a sleeper right now. Keon Johnson.
He ranked below Jaden Springer in the class, ain't he?
Yeah.
Nah, for sure.
He ranked below Jaden Springer in all the rankings, but I think he's gonna be better than Springer at Tennessee.
Y'all niggas like Suggs?
He answered every question I had, to be honest with you, against Sierra Kane. I ain't gonna hold you.
That weak ass game.
He answered the questions I had against Sierra Kane.
I gotta see a little bit more with Suggs.
You ain't gonna see enough. He going to Gonzaga.
Hey,
actually, that's a lie. They play Baylor and Iowa in the start of the season.
And they play the University of San Fran.
We
got to respect the West Coast Conference.
But he went to San Francisco, bro. But,
we got to respect.
My boy went there too. My boy hooped there. He went to San Fran.
Like, this, Suggs, we gonna see. We'll see. I wasn't high on him. I'm not super high on him, but he answered some questions for me for sure against Sierra Kane.
Right.
First off, fuck that, because Chet was hooping, and I ain't no believer in that.
No,
Give me your 5. Give me your 5 from 2021. Give me 5.
5 from 2021. K.
Separately. I don't want no fucking group think shit.
All right, you go. I got my 5 already.
K. Terrence Clark, Jalen Green. I really do like Zaire Williams. I'm not gonna lie to you. I like Zaire Williams a lot.
Oh, you're nice, bro. He nice.
I like Zaire Williams a lot, and I think we all know he can score, but I think he can pass too. I think he can. He really got good feel for the game. I think he a guy who got a complete game offensively.
That's your 5.
So those four. That's 4. I said K, Terrence Clark, Jalen Green, Zaire. And this last spot is tough between, I want to say BJ, but I think I'm going to go Jalen Johnson. I think those the 5 for me.
Easy, nigga.
Those the 5. Those the 5.
Easy over fucking BJ, bro.
But I got a personal affinity for BJ. I like BJ a lot.
Why?
Because I like guys who can score like he can. He can shoot.
You like Sharif too. You like Sharif too.
I do like Sharif. But I don't like Sharif as a one and done, I don't think.
Man, you know what? I didn't at first, but I think he can be a one and done.
I heard he's struggling at Auburn right now, though, bro.
Really?
I heard he's struggling. So I gotta wait to see how the games come up, play out. Like those
Drew,
are my 5.
Drew, give me your 5, man.
My 5 will probably be Cade, obviously, Jalen Green, Terrence Clark, obviously, my favorite. I like Jalen Johnson too. I'm glad. I thought
Drew. You're taking T. Clark number 1 overall.
He's my favorite. I think Cade Cunningham is the right pick, number 1. But I like Clark.
Well,
I really like Clark.
If you don't think Cade is a point guard, and none of these, if you don't think Cade is a point guard at the NBA level, all of these guys are wings at that point.
Yeah, they all are wings.
So who do you think is the best? End up being the best? Has the highest ceiling out of all of them? That's the question. I think Cade for sure is. I think you know what you're getting 100%.
Bro, but here the thing.
I think Jalen Johnson. That's me.
I was literally about to say. I've heard so many people talk about Jalen Johnson being they're like, nah, he a grown man. He's different.
He had the easiest triple-double I ever seen with my own 2 eyes, bro. When he came to Highland tournament 2 years ago, when he was still in Wisconsin or whatever school he played with, they played Chaminade at Highland.
Smoke them niggas.
I was at home. I was at home for the holidays, and I went up there to Highland, Illinois for the tournament. Bro, you would not even have realized he had a triple-double. It was that easy. It was that effortless for him. Then you look up. I'm watching the game. I'm like, then he dominating. But I can't really I know he had 20, but I couldn't really pinpoint the rest of his stats. They read his stats off.
High school is crazy.
They read his stats off in game Reese. No lie, bro. He had, I think, 24 points, 15 rebounds, 13 assists. It was easy.
Yeah, I remember, bro, because this was the year coming in that Luke and them was gonna play for us.
Yeah,
I remember, bro. I remember hearing about it because we had some shit in Kansas City where niggas played and everything or whatever like that. But Chaminade played them niggas, and then Chaminade played and they played Patrick Baldwin the next.
They played bad ball in this past season.
Exactly, nigga. But yeah. Drew, finish your 5, man.
My 5th dude were man. I'm torn between Zaire and BJ because like him. I definitely need to watch him and play it. Like, I'm not gonna be here in LA and not catch him. But I'm gonna probably go with Jair. I'm glad ain't nobody bring up Kuminga, who I absolutely have no stock in at all.
I'm not high on Kuminga.
I ain't got no stock in Kuminga. I ain't got none in Mobley.
He's cooked.
Yeah, I'm not high on Kuminga.
Mobley and Kuminga, I'm not touching them.
Yeah, I'm not
either
high on
of
Mobley
them.
either.
I'm surprised nobody said Mobley.
I'm not high on Mobley either.
Nah.
So who do you think the best point guard is in that class then?
Point guard?
The thing is, how many of these guys is really points?
Is Caleb a point?
I was gonna say I don't know. If Caleb Love is a point.
I think he's a combo.
We talking C Love. We talking C Love.
You know I like C Love. You know I like him.
Sharif might be the best point guard.
How you feel about C Love?
That's dead. Okay, nah.
Yeah, and the prospect.
How you feel about C Love at the NBA level? Well, what do you think he would do at UNC, and then what do you think he can be at the NBA level?
I think C Love is a one and done.
Easy.
Nah, not easily, but he's a one and done.
Easily.
Easy. If it's easy, then that means, hey man, you believe different things about him than I do.
I know you don't. You're not sold on him as a one.
Nah, not at all. So tell me this: he's going to be better than Kobe White was.
No, I don't think that's fair to expect. But Kobe was easy. But remember, well, I didn't know you yet. Drew knew me back then. I was hired on Kobe coming in, and a lot of people were. I was really high on Kobe.
He did. I
was like, I didn't understand how Kobe
6'5", nigga, fat as hell with a chop.
With a chop, exactly. I didn't understand why he wasn't no top 10 kid in that class. I didn't get it. He dominated with Team CP3 that last summer on the EYBL. I didn't understand why he was not a consensus top 10 kid. Like
bad IQ. He had a bad IQ.
He's a score first guy. He just was looking to shoot.
Yeah.
But I knew what I saw with Kobe. Caleb. Caleb. I don't know if it's fair to expect him to be better than Kobe was, because Kobe was crazy at UNC that 1 year. He had 4 30-point games, bro.
Yeah.
So you don't think Caleb's gonna do that? He has to do that if he's gonna be. Do you think Caleb is gonna be a lottery pick next year?
That's a trickier question.
If he ain't going lottery, then he's not gonna go. He'll stay.
So you think if he guaranteed mid first round between 15 to like 21, you think he's still staying?
Niggas don't leave. Niggas don't leave for that. Niggas leave because they be lied to. They get lied to until
you get told you're gonna be a lottery and you thought that and you thought of that.
Yeah. Niggas ain't. If niggas tell you they're gonna be you gonna be the 25th pick, boy, you might be the 40th pick.
For real, that's a fact.
Nah,
that's a fact.
Niggas ain't leaving. Niggas not leaving for that, bro. Trust me, niggas not leaving for that. I think he can be.
I'd expect next year. Kobe averaged 17, I think 16, 17 as a freshman at UNC, 16, something like that. I would say Caleb is averaging like 13, bro. The thing is, the reason I think Caleb averaged like 13, 14 points next year.
Oh, he's not no lottery pick then. Don't say he's not no lottery pick.
But it's not just.
I think the team is gonna be different.
I think
with Sharp, Kessler, all them dudes coming in with them.
Inside out, Reese. They gonna play inside out. It's gonna be a traditional Roy Williams type of team next year. Like,
nigga, don't ever think if UNC is good, don't you ever think the point guard is not the best player, bro. So stop it.
Joel Berry wasn't the best player when they won a championship.
Huh?
He wasn't their best player when they won a championship. Joel Berry wasn't. Justin Jackson was their best player of the year. Yeah, Justin Jackson was their best player.
Nigga, Joel Berry was their best player all year. Cam, stop it, nigga.
Justin Jackson was their best player. He averaged 18 and broke the school 3-point
record.
record.
Who was the leader, nigga?
That's the different question. The leader was Joel Berry. The best player was Justin Jackson, though.
Let me find my phone because you got me fucked up right now.
The best player was Justin Jackson.
You tripping, nigga. Joel Berry is a all-time UNC player. Justin Jackson is not.
One of them has an ACC player. They both got a ring. Only one of them got ACC player of the year, though.
Yeah.
Joel Berry, nigga.
No, it wasn't Joel Berry. Joel Berry was nice, but you wasn't him. Bro, I think Caleb gonna have a really good year. I just think that they gonna play like Drew said. You bring Garrison Brooks averaged 17 last
and you
year.
bringing in Sharp, you bringing in
and Baycott back.
Yeah, you bringing in bigs. You got bigs on bigs.
They dumping it down next season, bro. Caleb getting 13 on that team that mean he ate for real. Like that mean he ate.
Nah.
I think Caleb and RJ Davis gonna have good years. I don't think RJ no one and done, but I think they both.
Davis not gonna fucking play, nigga.
I think RJ Davis gonna play. You crazy? I think he gonna play.
Over who?
It ain't over nobody. He
can get in the rotation.
He gonna be in the rotation. He gonna be that backup one. What's that rotation gonna be, Reese? Who is Caleb? We know Caleb, Baycott, and Brooks starting. And we know Leaky Black starting, unfortunately.
Leaky Black is playing hella minutes.
Exactly. So that's four. That's they start. That's a small forward. If Ant Harris' knee is right, he gonna start at the 2 for them probably.
Nigga, and he's playing hella minutes. He gonna play next to the 1 too. He a better 1 than Caleb.
They gonna both be playing in the backcourt together. That we agree on that part. We agree. Yeah. Caleb and Ant gonna be both playing back. It's gonna damn near be like Marcus Page, Joel Berry with them in the backcourt.
Just 2 guards.
Two guards who can both play. They can both score, both bring it up, facilitate, do all that, everything. Ball. So
listen to me. This one.
Playtech not playing next year.
Huh?
Andrew Playtech not playing. He might start off the season playing. He out the rotation by conference play.
That nigga played last year. He playing this year, nigga.
Played last year out of it wasn't no Cole. I mean, it wasn't no Caleb Love, RJ Davis on the roster last year.
Nigga, RJ Davis ain't like that. Why you keep? I niggas keep talking.
I like RJ Davis.
5-2 guard.
I like RJ Davis at college. At the collegiate level, I like him. NBA level, I don't. We're not talking about him.
I like him when he a fucking junior.
So 2 years from now,
nigga, that nigga ain't finna do. Hey, listen to me, Cam. Listen to me, bro. Listen to me. This when it comes into what we were talking about earlier, bro. I've seen these niggas. That nigga played for the Wrens. We played these niggas in the 8 last year. He played with Kuminga.
Yeah,
he was with Kuminga, nigga. That nigga ain't no. He ain't doing shit. He ain't doing shit. He a small ass nigga. He got a chop.
Yeah, he can shoot. He can
shoot that bitch. But nigga, who's the last small ass shooter you seen play for North Carolina?
Marcus Page is the smallest guy. He bigger than him. He bigger than RJ Davis is.
And nigga, Marcus Page was a 1.
Yeah, he was a 1. He's
RJ
legit.
Davis is just a small ass 2.
I feel like he can come in and like relief, maybe. Like I don't know. I mean, they like we talking about. They're gonna be,
how many minutes you think Caleb playing next year? This year, I mean,
27 to 32.
Sheesh, 32, crazy. 27, I think so. And you think the minutes he don't play at the 1, Ant Harris get the minutes?
Yes.
Okay.
Nigga, yes. Okay. Nigga, Ant Harris is like that.
I love Ant Harris. He was hooping last year before he tore his ACL. He was hooping.
Nigga.
And he was hooping for a team. Damn, I'm forgetting their name right now.
Takeover.
Team Takeover. Right. One of the most loaded EYBL teams ever.
I'm him, nigga. You trying to tell me about a nigga that was playing on the Rams and just shooting hella jump shots. Nobody involved. The nigga, but RJ, he go to school with another nigga that I ain't fucking with, man. The AJ Griffin nigga.
Oh yeah, I don't like AJ Griffin either. You know, that's another one.
Hey man, New York basketball is bad dope right now, man.
RJ. He's a 5'11" shooting guard.
Oh, I agree. I think
he's a 5'11" shooting guard.
That shit don't translate, man.
He can play in college.
That jumper crazy.
He can maybe get it.
He can play in college when he a junior. Nigga, ain't no 5'11" 2 guards coming in. There's no freshman and cooking.
They're gonna be like, hey, go shit on that wing. Be ready. You gonna catch that ball. You gonna shoot.
They gonna say, nigga, go sit your ass down.
If he the best shooter on the team next year as a freshman, he gonna play.
He's better than that white boy, man.
Playtech don't make shots
in games.
He don't make them in games. He don't make them.
We know what RJ Davis doing games.
That's why I said if. That's why I said if. That's why I said if.
You know he ain't missing in practice either.
Playtech stock got sold me when he missed them damn free throws against Duke, bro. You supposed to be a shooter and you missed them free throws, and then Trey Jones come down and make a shot to go to overtime, bro. Like, I'm not.
Jones was frying us.
He was cooking. He cooked.
We ain't talk about that nigga tonight. Where y'all taking him? He a second round pick to y'all?
I think he a good backup point guard. So second round.
If his brother can stick around the league, he can stick around the league. He can be a backup.
Fuck with his brother.
Ty is better.
I'm not a fan of either of them. I never was a fan. You
remember
how
he didn't like Ty. Ty's led a team to a championship though. I'll give him that.
Tell me this: y'all taking Trey or y'all taking Devin Dotson from KU?
Damn, that's tough.
I'm gonna probably take Trey.
Dotson had a good year this past year. They both got way better from their freshman year, but I think I still probably lean.
The way that they were guarding Trey Young, that University of Central Florida game, bro.
Yeah, the way they was guarding him his freshman year,
they were literally like looking him off self-check.
They almost lost to him because he couldn't make a shot.
Nigga, they could have been one of the best college teams ever, and they weren't because of him.
Yeah, because he couldn't make a shot. His shoulder was done.
That nigga was just out there. Nigga, pass the ball to us, nigga.
Pass RJ or Cam or Zion.
And then
pass the ball.
And then he became the ACC Player of the Year and an All-American.
His shoulder was
that's how bad college basketball was.
Real talk.
That's how bad that shit was, bro. Because he is fucking mid.
Yeah, he mid.
Yeah, no, I agree.
Hold on. Okay, so circle back. 2021 point guards. You said C-Love. You not sold him as being a one. We already don't think K and Suggs are ones. So who the best one? The point guard in that class?
Sharif, man.
All these guys gonna be one and dones. But like we don't think none of them is true point guards. So who the point guard? It's somebody I'm not high on Daishin Nix.
Nix is hella fat now.
That's even more of a red flag. And we didn't see him play against nobody for real at his time in high school.
Oh no.
it ain't a whole point.
A straight one, bro. That shit just
I think
it's a bunch of frauds next year.
I don't think it's frauds. I just think it's guys who not ones.
Ask you a fraud.
Ask you not one. Ask you if he touched the league, I'll call Cal the GOAT. If he touched the league after 1 year of college,
first round next year, book it.
You think Ask first? You think he won and done first round?
Well, first round, bro. Easy. That nigga 6'5" with great intangibles. He play hard. That nigga has BJ Boston and Terrence Clark on the wing. All you got to do, catch that bitch. Isaiah Jackson rebounded. Kick it out to me. Boom, boom. I dribble that bitch 2-3 times. Kick that motherfucker up to BJ Boston on the wing. Tray ball. Assist.
The thing I hear a lot about Askew or the shit I heard about, what's homeboy that went to Syracuse, bro?
You talking about
point guard
Tyler Ennis?
Tyler Ennis, bro. He plays with great pace. He's always in control. I'm like, bro, I don't want to hear that shit, bro. Like,
I'm not sold on Askew, man. I'm not sold on him.
No,
Andre Miller, great value, Andre Miller.
Don't get it fucked up. I'm not saying that nigga nice, but he's in a perfect situation.
I do think he's in a perfect situation.
He got great wings, great big
wings, bro. BJ Boston and Terrence Clark, you know how good as a point guard them niggas will make you look?
I agree. Yeah. I do agree.
Them niggas are buckets on the wing.
Yeah.
And then Isaiah Jackson.
I average 5 assists just swinging the ball. Not even creating shit. I just get the ball over here.
Who else they gonna have? They got Isaiah Jackson, and they gonna have Keon Brooks still. They gonna have
easy, nigga. Topping little brother can play.
Yeah,
it's true. He transferred there from where he transferred from?
Where you from?
Topping brother transferred to Kentucky. I can't remember.
He did. Not that he wasn't at Dayton.
No, he wasn't at Dayton. But they got a team next year. Kentucky do this coming season. They got a team.
Yeah, nigga, that's bro. Bro, ask you who's gonna be.
Hold on. So that brings me to another question. Then we might not think these guys as ones, but they're gonna be classified as ones come draft night. So we know Cade
Cunningham is gonna be drafted. It's gonna say point guard next to his name.
Exactly. Jalen Suggs is gonna say point guard next to his name.
For sure.
It's gonna say point guard next to Caleb Love. It's gonna say point guard next to Daishin Nix. That's 4 points already. And you think Ask you gonna be 5. How many point guards you think going in round 1 next year?
Ask you going before Knicks.
You think Knicks gonna slide then?
Bro, Knicks is fat as hell, bro.
I'm not a huge Knicks guy. Trust me, I'm not sold on Knicks. But I wouldn't take Knicks before any of those guys. But I wouldn't take them before Cunningham, Suggs, or Caleb if I was drafting a point. I would take all three of them before I took Knicks. I'm not high on Knicks or Askew, though. So at that point, you just fighting for the last spot, in my opinion.
Man, speaking of point guards, have you guys heard they talked about Jalen Johnson, like his long-term position possibly being?
I really think he like Ben Simmons.
Like a lead guard type player.
I think he a guy who
Jalen Johnson is like
I think he a guy you can.
But is Duke gonna let him rock out though?
That's the question.
Nah, they gonna put the ball in Roach hands.
Yeah, exactly. Jeremy Roach getting that ball day one.
Yeah, they gonna put the
ball.
Who else
they got? They still got Wendell Carter. Not Wendell Carter. What's Wendell Moore?
Yeah, I was like Wendell Carter on the Bulls.
And they got a bunch of guys coming back. Duke roster next year just don't. It's gonna be too many guys that's touching the ball before him that's not better than him, in my opinion.
Yeah.
And so I'm rocking with them. I mean, I'm rocking with Jalen Johnson though, for sure as a top 5 guy. I just wanted to know about them point guards because you got 5 point guards going in round 1. That's a lot of point guards at one position. Like, that's a lot of guys from one position going in the first round next year. And it's not even taking into account guys who gonna come out of nowhere.
Hey, C Wood boy, Eric Gaines.
You said what?
C Wood boy, Eric Gaines. Little skinny nigga that's at LSU.
Yeah, Eric Gaines, he the guy who's gonna come out of nowhere.
That's what I'm saying,
nigga. It's gonna come out of nowhere.
It's niggas, bro. Niggas gonna get drafted, bro. And Jalen Johnson.
He the one that's gonna come out of nowhere and change it for real. Cause like so 6 point guards and 30 picks. That's a lot of point guards in round 1.
It won't be the first time.
It won't be the first.
Nigga. For real.
I think next year class a bunch of wings and a bunch of good wings and a bunch of guards. You said what?
What is Zaire to y'all? What position is Zaire?
I think Zaire Williams.
Yeah, nigga.
He a 3.
He a wing 3-2.
Yeah, he a 3. He a 2-3.
Him and BJ, they both, they win.
That boy 4.
Yeah. What BJ about 6'5", 6'6"?
Yeah, he about BJ 6'6".
You think Zaire a 4?
Easy.
Why you think he's a 4?
Can't guard no fucking threes, nigga. Threes.
Why you think Zaire a 4?
Because he can't guard a 3. You are, hey, bro, in basketball, this has always been my mentality. You are what you can guard.
Yeah.
You ain't you can't guard no threes, bro. You can be tall and long and lanky and all that shit. That don't mean you can move. Nigga, you put Zaire Williams on fucking LeBron, he's fooled. Well, I mean, that's anybody. But let me think of somebody else. Hold on. Let me see. Who's the top 5 threes in the league? Bron, KD,
Kawhi,
PG,
Paul George a 3.
PG, these nuts. He ain't top 5 shit.
All right. So Bron, KD, Kawhi,
Tatum.
Is Tatum top 5 small 4? Tatum probably top 5 small 4 right now.
He probably there.
Tatum probably is top 5 small 4.
He made All NBA.
What that mean?
He best player on the team that went to Eastern Conference Finals. And he hooped. He was up and down, but he hooped.
He better than Jimmy?
Jimmy might be that guy too.
Jimmy in the top 5 threes. If we count him as a 3, then Jimmy for sure is a top 5 3.
Yeah. Is he better than Jimmy?
That's tough. I'm not falling.
You know what?
Niggas gonna
no. I'm gonna give Jimmy the nod because he just got to the finals. I'm gonna just give him that because
Tatum outplayed him in the Eastern Conference Finals, though.
He did. But Jimmy had 40-point triple-double. 35-point triple-double. I got to give him that.
You said what were you?
Better than Clay?
No. Well, no. I ain't gonna disrespect Clay like that. No.
All right, sit the fuck down. Jason Tatum in the top 5 shit, nigga.
But Clay is 2. Jimmy is Jimmy a 2 or 3? Like, you asked who the top 3s are. 3. So Jimmy a 3. Okay, bet. So we know for sure. Let's say for sure then top 4 3s then for sure is Bron, KD, Kawhi, Jimmy. You say Paul George not top 5, so Tatum gotta be top 5.
What's Luka?
A 2.
Yeah.
A 2.
Killing me, man.
He a 1 or a 2.
He listed as a shooting guard.
He really played.
What's the difference between a 2 and a 3, bro? A wing is a wing in my mind.
All right, so then if that's the case, then you change the conversation.
If he ain't the top 5 wing for sure.
If you change the conversation, if we just taking away shooting guard, small forward, we just talking about wings. Then Tatum, James Harden up there. Then Devin Booker up there.
Easy.
I'm putting both of them up there before I'm putting both of them up there before I put Jimmy Butler. Personally, me.
Nah, nigga, James Harden is man.
Yeah.
Don't get me started.
Like that's what I'm saying. Like if we think Bron, KD, and Kawhi the best 3 wings, Harden right there. Then at Harden right after that, and then. So at that point, do you think Jimmy better than Devin Booker? I don't think Jimmy Butler better than Devin Booker.
Hell no, nigga. I ain't retarded.
I think Devin Booker play in a terrible situation.
Yeah, nah, I ain't retarded, nigga. Nah, D Book better than a lot of niggas.
Exactly. So
a lot of niggas.
So there we go. Like I don't think that Devin Booker is in the right spot. So yeah.
Who's the next superstar? Who's the next superstar coming in the L? That's not in the league right now.
Imani.
No, it's a superstar. That 2021 class.
Oh, well, if you asking me, I really, bro, y'all gonna think I'm jumping this shit. I really think I'm that high on Terrence Clark. I really think he's gonna be an all-star.
Like all-star don't mean you the best nigga.
All-star is different than superstar. Somebody from that 2021 class is gonna be a superstar.
I think it'll be Jalen Johnson.
It could be him. It could be Josh. I mean, Jalen Green. I was about to say Josh Green. Oh, hell no.
They come with being a superstar too. I think you gotta have a game of a super like that.
I don't see it with Jay Green, man. Jay Green can't fucking dribble.
he gotta be, if he work on that all year, he gotta work on that in his jumper. He could put it all together come next year.
Jay Green, man, niggas is. I don't know, bro. Niggas have lied to me about his height. That nigga Mike Hill be telling me that nigga 6'5", 6'6" now. I'm like, nigga, that's
like 6'4". I heard he really like 6'3", 6'4".
Now, if he only 6'4", I'm not buying any stock at all. I mean, that
ain't scaring me.
No, but that's different than 6'6", bro.
It is, but Bradley Beal's 6'3".
No, you're right. You are definitely right. But I think your margin of error is completely different.
I agree. But I think Jalen Green.
Stop it. Brad is not 6'3".
How tall is Brad?
He's easy 6'4". Easy.
6'3", 6'4". That's the same place that
6'4", 6'5", nigga.
All right, Jalen Green. What is Jalen Green in?
Last time, me personally, when I seen him, that nigga was my height, nigga. He's 6'3", nigga. But I've seen him in pictures with niggas who 6'3", and that nigga look about 6'5", 6'6".
So we don't know how tall
young, but he may have hit a growth spurt. You just never.
I don't know. Mike say that nigga grew. I don't know how tall that nigga is.
We gonna find out next year at the combine. We'll know for sure by then. With all the funny business to be over with at that point.
We should already know with the G League shit. We should already know for real.
That's true as well. So we gonna know whatever he is. 6'3" don't kill me as a shooting guard. I think you can be elite, especially with his athleticism. I think a guy who. When you elite athlete, I think you can make up for a little bit of lack of height.
Bro, that nigga is J.R. Smith, bro.
He don't got T-Rex on it. Come on, man.
He's J.R. Smith, bro.
Come on,
man.
Bro. JR, but JR was a dog in high school too. So
JR was like that.
JR was a dog in high school. So I ain't
JR Smith had a really good, bro. This is the thing, bro, about
JR played 14, 15 years in the league.
Easy.
Rings.
Niggas be looking at niggas and they expect them to be something else. Like, bro, J.R. Smith. People say Rudy Gay had a bad NBA career, bro. Rudy Gay had an amazing NBA career. He just wasn't. I guess he wasn't what people expected him to be. But he had a good career, bro. He had a really good career.
Easy.
Yeah. No, definitely for sure.
You feel me? But that don't mean the nigga was ass. If Jalen Green ends up being J.R. Smith, I told Mike this. I'm like, nigga, that's a great career, nigga. He made hella money.
That's for sure. I mean, Cam and I were talking about that about homeboy from Mayfair, Josh Christopher. If he become like
I said Nick Young.
He is Nick Young.
That's a good career though.
That's a good career. I mean, Nick Young got a ring. He played like 12 years in the L.
Yeah, I mean, like 10, 11 years. Like Nick Young, that's a good career. Like,
man, if you make hella money, bro, that's a good career. I'm sorry, bro.
That's what I just said about Hassan Whiteside earlier. He made over 100 M's probably in the league. Like you gotta, like you make good. If you accumulate generational wealth, you had a good career.
Hassan Whiteside was a what? Did that nigga get drafted in the second round?
I think it's a second round pick.
The back end.
You feel me, nigga? If we talking about Wiseman, we talking about the top 3 pick. That's not good.
That's bad. That's not good. That is bad.
That's not good, bro.
That's true.
That's true. But yeah, man, I think Jalen Green being J.R. Smith not bad. J.R. had some real good years, and especially in Cleveland, the first 2 years in Cleveland, he was really good. And then on the Knicks, he was 6th man of the year. He was really good in Denver. Like, so being J.R. Smith ain't terrible. That's actually good. That's actually safe. I think high end. I think best case scenario for him is Zach LaVine. I think that's where Jalen. I think
Zach LaVine will fuck him up.
But that's right now. I'm saying Zach LaVine is 25 years old right now. 24, 25.
Zach LaVine better than a lot of niggas to me though. I'm high on him. I used to argue Zach LaVine, Devin Booker like a month.
I like Zach LaVine a lot. I'm high on him too. But that's why I think that's why I say it's best case scenario for Jalen Green. That's why I'm not saying that's who I think work the floor. I think that's like if everything shake right, I could see him being it. Like that's if everything shake right, that's the type of player I could see him being.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, we done ran through the draft big board 2021 and everything in between.
Y'all niggas gonna edit the shit out of this.
We appreciate you coming on board though for sure, bro. This is definitely one of the more fun episodes.
Our longest episode by far.
It's our longest episode too. Yeah, we covered a lot.
Cooking, we got it going.
Yeah, we
niggas. I had to get my comps up, but it's all good though.
It's all good. We might bring you back on after the draft.
Yeah.
All right, man.
All right, bet. We appreciate you, bro.
I appreciate y'all.
All right, bet.
Bro. All right.
Be sure to follow us at Play4Keeps Pod on Twitter and Instagram, at the Elite Media Group _ on Twitter and Instagram, and at RNC Radio Live on Twitter and Instagram for all of our content that we have coming for the next couple of weeks into the new year and just going forward in general. Until next time, we're out. Thanks for listening.